Hello, TYKY.
Hello.
Let's give it a sec because we're still
Welcome.
perfect. Alright, so let's see if this is gonna be alerts. If not, we'll switch them off straight away.
Yes, I got the gifted sub.
There you go.
Thank you.
You
I was
see?
gonna say,
Alright.
I was here since the beginning of the stream, and I did. Thank
So-
you, Jigs.
If any of the followers were real followers, please talk in chat because holy shit. More jeez. Thank you very much, Jinx, once again. How many did you give? You reached the goal and went over, I think, or you just reached the goal?
7, I believe, because you were at 23.
Yeah, I think we got 7. Does it cap when it gets to 30 or no? It goes over. We'll know. All right, Jinx. Holy shit! Thank you very, 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 very much. You're number one. You deserve it. Thank you. So, TYKY, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Long-awaited guest on the podcast. People ask for you to be on, or ask if you're going to be on. So let's start. Actually, remind me, where did we meet, TYKY? How did I get to know you? Do you remember? Because I can't remember.
Probably. Were you there? Junior college, 2019, when we did the. I know Kevin was there. I know Gecko was there. I don't remember. I'm not sure if I met you there. There was T Spark as well. This was.
What did we do? This was. Oh yeah. This is when we had the seminar. We had the streaming PC downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
I think.
All right. You streamed over there.
I streamed Call of Duty for you guys. Down there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mala, that's where I met you.
Probably,
you.
yeah.
All right. So let's start. You're half Maltese, half Canadian, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Born in Canada, I'm going to assume.
No, other way around.
Oh, you were born here?
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
so tell me what happened. Go.
No,
Like,
well,
what's the
okay, I
story?
was born here. I did preschool, kindergarten here, and I was up to like grade, or here you call it junior 2 or 3. Then my father's job transferred us. He worked on the oil rigs and stuff, and since we had family in Canada and the oil rig was somewhere in the Atlantic, it made sense to move the family to Canada, and yeah, and then the same thing happened, and we came back. So we had family in both areas.
All right. You say because I always thought you were born there and then you came here. All right. And so, why did you come back? What was the reason?
The same thing. He got transferred
Work.
again.
All right. I bet you hate
Into
the fact
the-
that happened.
Yeah, my mom did.
As in Canada, as in like when me and my wife talk, we always say like one of the places that I would consider if we're moving to would be fucking Canada. Kevin is from Canada. He's always like talking about Canada too. It's a good place.
In fact, Kevin knows my sister really well. He was her teacher.
I know her by sight. I don't know, but Kevin actually knows her because of Azat English. I think it was Azat because of English.
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
But sense, all right. So it was all related to work that you happened to be born here, went to Canada, and came back here. Do you ever think of
Yeah.
going back to Canada?
No, it's not the same how it was, like how I remember it. It's people everywhere around the world are struggling. So, and it's the same even in Canada. People think Canada and it's like winter wonderland. It's really not. It's prices are really high. Wages are still the same. Like normal stuff.
Unless you
I
have
would-
a certain profession, I think it's shit everywhere right now.
Yeah, just to start there from the beginning, I think you have to have family helping you to
Yeah, exactly.
go up. To be honest, the only reason I would go back is the weather, honestly, and just the air. I remember breathing in Canada. It's so much cleaner and better. You feel energized by it,
But
like,
there are a lot of things. I'm not only referring to like money. Like there are more job opportunities. It's hard. I know it's not like it was back in fucking I don't know when exactly when everyone was going to America or the Irish and Italians. It's not like that. You have to. It's still hard, but you have better wages in general. I know things are expensive, but in ratio they're better. Like you said, the air. If you want to go into the countryside, you can. If you want to see animals, you fucking can. if you
Well,
want to do a
hopefully the
lot
right
of
animals.
things, if you want entertainment, like certain places in Canada, you can. To go to America, it's really not far away to get all the entertainment in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of benefits, but yeah, it's still fucking it's still tough, obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and to see animals depending on what type of animals, because you don't want to run into some of them in
No,
there.
I don't want to run into a bear, but everyone's gonna hate
And
me.
you do.
I'm not someone who likes to go hunting. I never hunted for a bird in my life. I see no satisfaction in shooting birds. But if I lived abroad and I could go hunt for deer, elk, pig, whatever, and I can shoot it down, butcher it, and eat it myself, I would fucking eat all that meat, and I would not
Yeah,
buy
it's-
once from a supermarket, and that's how I would eat. So I would
very
love
common.
to live in a country where I could spend 3 weeks hunting and then have meat for a year, like sort of shit. And obviously being brought up knowing how to do that shit, because I'm 39. It's not something you go and pick up now. It takes a lot of fucking skill and endurance and like knowing how to take care of yourself, because like you said, fucking all kinds of animals trying to kill you. But I love it, man.
Yeah.
I really
Mhm.
think that that's like a man's lifestyle sort of shit. Like people need it, and we don't have any of that shit.
My uncle, he owns a farm, huge land, huge. Like it's, I can't even describe how big it is. You could just walk for ages. He has like horses and stuff like that, and he goes hunting. Him and his son, they go with the compact bows. They sit on
Yeah,
top of the trees
exactly.
on. They have like a little, not a tree house, but like metal. Hammered into the tree, and they just sit there with the bow and arrow and wait for deer.
Yeah,
Times,
man.
and
Exactly. And
it's normal.
you know what you're eating. It's fucking
Mm.
good exercise, man. And I believe it's also something good to know how to do, like know how to shoot, know how to handle yourself under pressure, know how to camp well, know how to take the cold and the heat. It's shit that we
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get. I really believe it's fucking important, but most people in the world don't get it. Like most people in Europe don't have that luxury. A
Yeah,
few
in fact,
places.
even the meat, like it's not all cow.
No.
Like if you go to McDonald's, you get the what are they called? Bison,
When I went to Mexico, I
Uh,
realized that.
and they're good,
I went
and
to
they're
a s-
really.
I had gone to a steakhouse in Mexico, and when I fucking saw the menu, man, I was like, "What the fuck?" There was just all kinds of animal meat, man.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
had tried so much shit, but like it's nice knowing like that you can hunt it. One, I eat a lot of meat, but I fucking hate the way the farming industry is. I hate the way the animals are treated. Hate that they're all in tiny fucking cages. I hate that everything is juiced up. So I
Yeah.
would much rather if I could like eat my own fucking like what you think is relatively safe by hunting, and I take that's one. And two, I just think it's fucking fun. I love guns. I love fucking anything you can shoot, and it's a real life target that's not going to waste. You're actually gonna eat for months of it, so it's
For sporting, what I recommend, go to Florida and help them take care of that iguana problem they got.
they're even alligators, man. It's fucking.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they're no, they don't want to be around that fucking shit. No fucking. way.
They
That's
have whole
scary.
YouTube channels of them just hunting iguanas. It's a job now. It's a job. They just go in a truck with their air guns and just kill the iguanas around the land because they're invasive. Some idiot brought it over, and it's removing all the owls, all the
It's
birds.
like
Really,
pigs, man. It's like pigs in
Yeah.
America. All right, cool, interesting story. You might want to fact check this, but I think it is a real. I think I'm saying it correctly. I think pigs aren't native to America, and apparently there's like the first 4 pigs brought there by Columbus, and now they are
Dogs.
just destroying everything, and it all started from there, like.
uh-huh.
And they eat
It's-
and
yeah.
fucking destroy everything. So like
Yeah.
if you leave a normal pig out in the wild in 3 months, it like grows hair and tusks. This guy wants to offer promotional shit. Should be accepted. So what's it called? Like apparently they really adapt and destroy everything. So like they kill the whole ecosystem. So you need to fucking
Yeah.
kill them because they're destroying everything. So they go out in fucking helicopters, man. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
joking.
yeah.
And just fucking start gunning pigs down. It looks inhumane, but when you understand what it does to all the rest of the animals around them, you're like, fuck those pigs, and yeah, kill them. 'cause
And it's
they're
something you
killing-
can eat as well, so it's not like
Yeah.
you're leaving carcasses and shit like that.
To be
Like,
fair, they are leaving carcasses because there are so many and they're so like destructive that they just need to
not
kill
really.
them.
No,
and you can't eat.
they sell them.
They do, but not all of them. Most of the time, they're just shooting
No.
from a helicopter and driving driving by. I believe it's boars, not pigs. No, Arco, it's a bit of both. It's boars and it's wild pigs. Because if you leave a
Dogs,
pig,
boars.
if you leave a pig, you should check this out on YouTube. If you leave a pig in the wild for a few months, something like over 3 months, it grows hair, it grows tusks, it becomes basically close to a boar. Like it becomes a very wild pig. So they like really adapt fast also. Destructive little fuckers, and we're born looking at movies like Babe and going, oh, how cute, I want a pet pig. Is it true that pigs eat anything? Yeah, man, pigs eat fucking anything. The myths of the mafia that they used to feed bodies to the pigs aren't fake. That's why a lot of mafia bosses used to have pig farms. Because even the teeth sometimes you won't fucking find. They eat everything, the bone, everything. No, they're just destructive, man. If you give them wood, they'll start fucking chewing on it if they're hungry. They're just destroy everything, and they make a mess of everything. It's insane. We're talking
they're
about
some of the bastards of the wild. Them locusts, fucking crows. I hated crows so much.
Love them.
Seagulls.
I'm metalhead, so these things I like them.
Yeah, but but if you grew up in my neighborhood, you leave the garbage out even for 10 minutes. It's destroyed. It's all over the road. Oh, it's
really
done.
that bad?
Oh, they're terrible birds.
Raccoons apparently are a problem like that, eh?
Raccoons as well. Yeah.
You saw the video? There's a video, man, of a raccoon attacking a guy's cat.
Yeah.
And the guy just grabs the raccoon and just fucking throws it down the stairs, and you just see this raccoon spin in the air into darkness.
Yeah. They're bastards. In fact, my dad, every time my sister and I would play out in the yard, we weren't allowed to have snacks. Because it will attract them. Even if you drop a few crumbs, they come in the night and fuck up your shit. Even my mom had a tomato, like a little garden. She grew tomatoes, all gone. All gone. The second but not just raccoons, deers came out of the wild just to nibble on them, even foxes.
Oh, you're talking about fucking birds taking food. So let me tell you about a gangster fucking animal. So I'm in fucking Venice with my wife. And we're strolling, and there are like just fucking hundreds of people, man. It's like Valletta during Christmas, sort of shit. It's just
Lord.
full. And there's this fucking Asian guy walking next to me eating chips. No, sorry, eating like a baguette. This fucking seagull, man, just comes down, takes the baguette for him out of his hand, lands on the floor, and just walks away. The fucking baguette in its mouth, man. Just a gangster. Like, no fucks given about any human around. It just stole its food and walked. It didn't even fly
like
away.
the pigeons in Malta.
Not that much, man. This was impressive.
Not that gangster,
man.
no?
I'm telling you, it was packed with people, man, and it just landed in the middle of all the people and just started walking. Me and my wife were like, what the fuck am I looking at? The guy was just in shock. He's like, what the fuck just happened? His hand remained like this. No, it's they're fucking they're gangster seagulls, just
One day, Locke, I'll show you a picture of my house, by the way. One we lived in Canada.
Oh man, yeah, fucking right. I'd love to see it. Me and my wife were looking at houses there. My God, man, that's good prices compared to here, huh?
And the houses, they're mansions, man. It's unbelievable.
Big.
If I find it, I'll show you.
With Shabba land in the back, that's what we were looking at. We were looking at a bunch of houses, and we're finding, like, for the price of our house over there, we're finding like gigantic houses with fucking acres at the back, or like your own fucking giant garden at the back. It's just amazing.
We had access to the woods behind us, and
exactly.
sometimes in certain times we couldn't go out of the house because there would be like an alert about wolves or bears, even skunks. You can't go outside when they come out. My sister once ran to pick one up, and my dad had to chase her down, otherwise she'd be in the bathtub full of tomato juice for a week.
Oh, good.
You
know what I definitely am happy about living here? I never have any horrendous story of some mountain lion eating my fucking dog.
Yeah.
Because you hear about mountain lions eating fucking pets all the time, man. It's scary.
They're something else, those. Ugh.
Fuckers. No.
Yes.
I don't know how we ended up talking about pigs and mountain lions in the first 20 minutes of the podcast.
I was gonna say, it's fine.
Like I say,
but
man, I don't care. We talk about anything that comes up. But I would like to go back to the origins. So we started off, I asked you like about where you were born and everything. So
Yeah, that's where it took off.
The first thing I always ask everyone in this genre, at least of people, is the first game you've played and like how you picked it up. What was the influence? Like parents, older siblings?
Ooh.
What? Tell me the origin story of TYKY picking up video games.
Wow. It would have to be. I think. Wait, the very first game I ever played was a Toy Story game on the PC. And
Whose PC?
I remember not being good at it, and I remember just pressing buttons because I didn't understand mouse and keyboard at that time. That's how young I was. But in 96, my dad bought me a PS1 with the games Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, and that's where it took off.
So
For me.
96 was your actual. But wait,
I was 2 years old.
But you were 2. Okay, all right. So before that, you were
know.
just slamming on a keyboard. So
Mellow. But I still remember the Toy Story game. I remember it to the day I die. That game. I don't know why or how.
So your first one was Crash Bandicoot. So I'm going to assume.
Crash and Spyro. I was playing them both at the same time, kind of.
No, I started obviously much earlier, but those are two good fucking games to start with. Definitely two good games to start with. So like that was your first game, obviously.
Yeah, my first exposure even to a console.
So since then you got into obviously a lot of games, and then I know that you stream, and I know that you like to also compete and take part in tournaments. Which came first? This is something I like to ask a lot of people in esports. Were you more into competing before streaming, or were you more into like entertaining and playing on stream? Like what was the first? Like what pulled you towards what?
I always wanted to compete in gaming, but the time, motivation, and the skill was not there for me. So that dream was always on the side, but I started like YouTube gaming as well. I started watching Machinima. I don't know if anyone knows Machinima Respawn here, but like that was my,
of course.
That was my gateway into it. I was trying to do that to get into that, but I didn't have equipment at the time, so that just kind of, I was still making content and putting it on YouTube, Modern Warfare 2, Nukes, and Black Ops games. But I always wanted to compete competitively with a team, going to LANs and stuff like that.
So you never experienced it. So
not really, no.
Man, it is not too late. Anyone, even not just you, anyone in chat, if you didn't experience at least playing like for, let's say you play for at least 6 months with the same player, same team, I mean. You play for 6 months and you get into some tournaments together. You're not going to win them. You're going to start trying to do well at first. But that experience, man, it's... I don't know. I think like I advise everyone to experience it because it's a fucking good feeling. Obviously, if you win and shit like that, it's better. But just the whole teamwork thing and competing together as a unit and having your own like gears, and it takes you places also. So you would say like competition is what pushed you towards it more than actual streaming and content.
Well, in my head at the time, I know that like if I wanted to be up there with these games, I had to land a contract with Machinima. That was like the goal back then, but it just never happened with school and stuff like that. And I actually had like a camera, one of those old hand cams that have the flip thing.
Yeah.
In front of the TV, and that's how I would record my games. Like there was no such thing as I don't know if you guys remember this, the Hapog, is it called? Hapog DVR? It was like literally the first capture card that got popular on YouTube.
All right, cool.
And then eventually I bought one and I was putting gameplays of Uncharted and stuff on YouTube, stuff like that. But
you had a YouTube
Machinima
channel.
then went down. Yeah.
You had a YouTube channel, right? You used to do content on YouTube. I had seen something on Nona stream, if I'm not mistaken.
I had quite a few YouTube channels. I first started out making skits like Ray William Johnson did. I had a YouTube doing that, and it was okay, but like I was young, so I was literally copying everything. Oh, I have no idea, honestly. 11, 12, 13. I was
Did it come before the streaming and the games, or it was like...
Oh yeah.
Okay, so content
streaming
creation
didn't come till 2018. I'll get to that.
So content creation was your first like goal you were trying to get. So all right.
Oh yeah.
So
I was just trying to make it because like we're talking 2009, 2010, 2011. This was like your time to get on YouTube,
Exactly.
you know? So, but if you don't, but back then, if you didn't have the equipment or the quality, you weren't going nowhere.
So it's true. Fucking flies flying around me, driving me nuts. So I noticed though you're more. I don't know actually. Let me ask the question because maybe it's a wrong assumption, but I think you put more work into Twitch than you do into YouTube now. I know you're using Twitch as your main source of content for YouTube, like, but I so much like if you're putting effort into Twitch, you're putting it into YouTube, I guess, since you use it.
I divide my time for them as best I can. I do 3 times a week on Twitch. That's when people know when to come watch me do whatever. And then some other days when I'm off and my girlfriend's working nights, I'll come in here, start editing videos, and I'll edit them but not release them. I'll edit them in bunches so that I can release them over a period of 2 to 3 weeks or something, and then I'll have a lot of time off. That's how I do my content.
Okay. Have you ever considered getting someone who's, I'm not saying employing, obviously, like people have to understand, like with the stream money you can't employ people, not right, at least yet. Have you ever considered trying to find someone who's a beginner, who's trying to get into this world and would do some work for free so they can learn how to do shit, so they get your videos and they say, can I like cut up a stream for you and try get out content for it so they get practice?
Last year I tried this with someone. I went on Fiverr. I messaged a bunch of guys. I saw that they had talent, but it wasn't the production quality I wanted. So I kind of negotiated. I told this one guy, I told him, look, I'll give you 4 videos a month, 25, I'll pay you 25 for each, so basically 100 a month.
No, for videos, you mean you choose the clips already, or you just give him 4 streams and he has
I would do most of the work for him. I won't tell him where to go. Like I would highlight the clip, download it, make sure, give him all the assets. I would help out as best I can, because I was straight with him. I told him, look, I want like high quality, but you are a beginner. I'll meet you halfway. I'll give you a chance to earn money and constant work.
Yeah, exactly.
Constant work. I'll give you 4 videos a month to edit. I made that was reasonable. He agreed as well, because I even checked like kind of like how much work he was doing, the comments, stuff like that. I looked into it. I chatted with him first. And it worked for a bit, but then it just, the fault was on my end, because I thought I could sustain 100 a month just for those videos, and it's not the case, especially when you're saving for an apartment.
25 for each video you're sending, Jafiri.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking good price, but at the same time, yeah, like you're saying, it's not affordable with stream money, as yet at least.
No, this was from my wage.
Exactly, no, it's
of my job, not
nothing
had to do with the streaming money.
You have to see good growth to make it worth it, like, and it's hard to see good growth to stay like that. Now, I was hoping that I could find someone who's learning, who wants to get into the experienced world of doing this shit. Now, I'm a videographer, I know how to do these things, so I could teach someone, I could give tips to someone, so I could help the person out myself. But the thing is, I don't have the time to, for example, grab a podcast, get someone to split it up and put it in clips, some for example, TikTok and some for YouTube.
No, it's a lot of admin work that just takes a lot of time. Like, even if they make a mistake in the edit, you have to watch the entire thing. You have to tell them, look, this part and this part you need to... I told you to do this or whatever,
I wouldn't mind giving them creative control of it, where I tell them, see what you think is good, and then maybe discuss some changes later. But obviously, like we said, you can't afford to pay someone, so I would feel bad telling someone you want to do it for free, because at the end of the day, it's for free. But
what you're saying is, I did
who
with,
want to learn.
What you're saying is, I did with Chubbs, JFX.
Okay, so you started that way with him.
Yeah, Smella
okay, cool.
In the beginning, because I saw he had potential. I saw he was doing some cool artwork,
Right,
and I started working with him. And 2 years later, we're still working on stuff together, and he's improved
That's why I'm
beyond
mentioning it.
what I thought.
All right, I'm happy you had
Like-
the experience because I used
No,
to
no.
do that myself with videos. So basically, when I had made a decision that I want to start trying to make something small on the side from videos, I had decided, fuck it, I'm doing free videos. I just used to do free videos for people. I'll find a band which are not too big but they're a decent size, and I'll tell them, listen, I'll do a music video for free for you. Like, you know, I have my name on it at the end of it, and
Okay.
people say, who did that video? And you go, that guy. If they liked it, they might approach me and they can pay. After about a year of doing that, I turned it into a full time eventually. So it started
That's exactly
working.
what Chubbs did. That's exactly what he did.
So I
And
wonder
it's
where the
brilliant.
people are, because I notice a lot of people are like beginners, probably
Mhm.
didn't even do it at school, but they instantly demand a paycheck. They do, like, I hate saying work for free. In fact, even with the academy, we always like pay or see
remember
that
this
they
talk
get
with you.
something in return. I always make sure there's something given in return. If we can't pay money, they're giving something, whether it's views. It's fair to give something in return. So I hate asking people for free. I hate it. And when I offer something, I normally offer it for free. I don't offer something and then say it's not paying me for it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that kind of principle. But I wonder where all the kids who say, I need exposure, so let me try cut this person's video up and try a good job out of it. Because someone might tell me, Isma, tell this guy your editing is good. And I'll go, not I do it, this guy does it. Maybe you should ask him. He doesn't charge a lot. And he starts making money off someone, even if it's 20 euros a video, you know what I mean? Or 10 euros a video is better than zero. But
problem
you get
is
exposure.
The problem is they reach for the stars right off the bat, and they need to take it slow with smaller and medium-sized creators before,
Yeah. All right,
because they want to reach for the
really-
stars. Like they edit a really good video, and they're like, I want to make videos for XQC now. You know, it just doesn't work like that.
No,
And then
it
they end
doesn't.
up.
You know
They
what
need to
it
start
is, man?
small, and
You
you
know what?
grow.
You remember when at least, how old are you, Ty?
I'm 28.
28, all right. So when
I just
you were-
turned 28 actually.
Happy birthday. When you
Last
were,
week. It's fine. No.
when you were like 16, you have remember used to hear people say like, women,
Ooh.
don't look at the magazines. They're only gonna make you feel ugly because they're all edited. You remember
yeah.
that used to come out a lot. Like it used to be.
That was a
very
South Park
popular.
episode, no?
No, it used to be a very popular thing, and it's a very true thing. Like people see something on a magazine and think that that is the normal standard. They say the same thing about porn, for example. Don't watch too much porn because your standard in your head is not realistic. Because real people don't act like porn. And I think most kids today are influenced by the whole fake it till you make it fucking bullshit. And I think that's why
yeah.
a lot of kids, because I don't blame them if they're being influenced by it, but a lot of young, like let's say teenagers, they think that like there is this whole like I'll act big and I'll get big, because they only look at the select few who fucking make it, and it doesn't work that way. There are only a few people who are that lucky. The rest are
Yeah.
not making it or really struggling just to live. Like I don't know how I mentioned it last time. I hate the fucking phrase like don't work hard but work smart. I think it's such a stupid fucking lie. I think you need to work hard and smart if you want to even think of getting close to doing well. Like both. You need both. You need a lot of fucking work and you need to be smart about it. Like I know the saying.
I think that only works for like really certain things. Like for example, if you're doing something one by one in Excel and all you have to do is do a click of a button and it will do it all for you instant. I think that's where that applies. That saying. But I agree with you, Todd. But
I'm being an asshole about it. Like if you really look at the phrase realistically, what it's saying is it doesn't mean that you could put so much time into something. If you're not doing it the smart way, you're wasting time. You know what I mean? It could mean that also. But like a lot of people take it literal as I don't need to work hard, I just need to use my head and I'll get there. And it doesn't work that way. Use your head and you get there always involves a lot of fucking working hard.
that
in
right there
everything.
is the biggest issue we have with streaming right now. And not just in Malta, everywhere.
I think entertainment.
In entertainment, thank you. Yeah, that's better. Oh yeah.
Entertainment. I think people like fill up, so for example, a club, if they're bands, for example, and all of a sudden they have this like idea of entitlement. Same thing with streaming. You have 6 viewers in a year, you're up to constant 12, which is doubling your growth, which is really good. And then all of a sudden, because they have 12, it's like, I'm entitled. I do believe that streamers who do well deserve. If they have 12 people, I think some of them should subscribe if they're people who work and have money, you know what I mean, who are comfortable enough to say, let me give €4 and go have 2 beers today, you know what I mean? Like, I do think they deserve it, but for you to think I am entitled, I stream, therefore you need to earn it. Everything needs to be earned. So it is a problem, like you're saying, but I think it's this shitty influence of like, fake it till you make it. I really don't understand the whole bullshit of, man, if you fake it, people will find out eventually and everything will crumble.
It's also not knowing the full extent into what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, exactly. Even I bring up musicians as an example. Like, people think that, no, I'm not going to shit on them or tell you don't do it if there are any musicians in here, but the musicians think that to make it, you have to go to an X Factor, you have to have judges tell you that you're good or you're bad, and that's how you make it. And realistically, is a lot of people who win these programs or who manage to do something because they were on TV and someone else signed them, for example, they don't do well because all over a sudden they notice they're going to be touring, they notice they're going to be playing every day, and they're not used to that shit because they don't spend hours every day in the garage practicing like most bands. So you try fake it till you make it. Maybe you make it, but eventually it's going to all crumble. And when it crumbles, you have nothing. If you work hard to make it, even if you don't make it, at least you learned a lot and you can use that skill on something else. You know what I mean? Even just learning how to work hard is a skill itself that you can pick up and say, okay, I did it here, I'll fucking do it there and I'll do it anyway. You can have that mentality, you know? So I think that's bullshit, people. Something bad with the mentality. Let's put it this way, huh?
Yeah, but even like that, you can just put up a video on YouTube and become instant famous overnight. It just depends. That's luck in that regard. Like what happened to Justin Bieber. He didn't go on an X Factor. He got discovered by YouTube.
But is it is it luck?
I say it's luck because the right person at the right time viewed that video. Wait.
His father is a massive fucking producer already. So the guy
is
can
he?
Yes. His father is a gigantic producer. But this is the thing with Justin Bieber, right? When he was on fucking YouTube a lot, like 11, 12 years old, the guy could play the fucking drums well, he could play, I think, the guitar well, he could sing really well, he could dance well. I don't like Bieber, but he's fucking talented, man. So there are a lot of people on YouTube showing their shit, but then you have this kid, son of a fucking giant producer or someone in the music industry. I'm not sure actually he's a producer, but someone big in the industry. So from a young kid,
I didn't know that. I thought it was just discovered on YouTube.
No. His father was very known already. He's had a lot of people who he's had hits with. Let's put it that way. So
okay, interesting.
The kid was
there
brought
are
up.
others who
But he was brought up in that environment, so he became big. But yeah, there are people who hit it once really big, and then all of a sudden they're all over the place. But there are a lot of people who have a one-hit wonder.
For example.
Which one?
That Italian guy.
The black guy. The black guy.
He does that. Yeah, him.
It started with really dumb videos, and then he started trying to improve the premise of the
I think that's a better example than Bieber. Yeah, him.
He is for example, one of those people, yes. How many are there like him, though?
Not much.
And if I had to check how often the guy posts, would it be a ridiculous amount? I think so.
I have no idea, honestly. I mean, if they were just videos at the time, I'm not sure. I'm talking about the time he was at his peak.
But he's still big, man.
Yes, he's still huge, but at the peak, I think it was 2020, 2021, he was doing it. Like,
what I'm
if it was just videos doing this,
it wasn't.
How could he do that?
No, it wasn't like it was a lucky break. But what I'm trying to say is, he posts a lot. Whoever is big posts a lot. They tell you like once a week is laughable for people who are living off YouTube. So if you fake it till you make it and you get that shit, and then you're not ready to work every fucking day to post once a week, or at least post fucking 5 times a week, what the fuck am I saying? You're gonna fall off. You're going to be a one-hit wonder. You're gonna be that person who made one good song and then no one knows who the fuck they are anymore. And that's not a career. That's just hitting for one jackpot and hoping the best comes out of it. Like, so
sometimes that's all you need.
Hard work. Yo, Tiberius, thank you. If you followed, sorry, but I had to switch off the alerts.
He's the real G.
Because of the funny guys.
My moderator.
Tiberius.
Yeah.
Tiberius is who played. No. That's psychomatic. Sorry.
Mm.
I mistook him with someone else. I'm very sorry, sir, and thank you for joining the stream. So Arku said once you hit mainstream, you don't need to post like regularly. No, man, that's not true. That's not true. If you see, like, let's take YouTubers. TYKY, who do you think the biggest YouTubers in the world are right now?
Mr. Beast.
Who is?
Uh,
The Paul brothers, probably, even though they're not doing that much YouTube content, they're still very fucking
KSI.
famous. KSI. These are all the people who hit mainstream. Man, they fucking post and have more than one brand going at the same time and more than one channel going. The people who really fucking make it, who are dominating, and who people who don't have one lucky 3-year streak, and then that money you don't live off, guys. Like, you need real fucking money, especially if you want a certain lifestyle like these people. So if you see the Pauls, KSI, and these types of people, man, they work fucking hard. It looks fun what they do, and they do have a lot of fun, and they do have a lot of money. They're constantly down doing shit. They're constantly.
Can I give a funny example?
Go.
I've recently started doing well on YouTube.
Yes,
and all the views accumulated together, you know how much I made with all the views together? And I have views with tens of thousands. I made 350. As in €3.50.
What's your total viewership on YouTube?
My total? I have
You
no
to put
idea.
all your videos together.
My total? I have no idea. That's something I don't check a lot.
Because how
My
ridiculous
total?
you don't make any money off it at all, man. What's your highest view on YouTube? Your highest viewed video?
My highest viewed video, I think, would be when I reacted to Darth Vader in a Star Wars game. That had like 40K something. I think. I don't even remember. I need to see it. I'm sure it was that one.
Bother with mine, man. I didn't even bother with mine. I have a YouTube channel, which is basically my videography portfolio, and I just post shit there. I have some videos with 250,000 views. I have videos 130K views, and I have videos not on my channel, like people that did music videos like LocksTALK, which I have like 350K views. Never got a cent from actual YouTube. Didn't even try to partner up because I don't have the time. With the podcast, I'm hoping to eventually find time if things pick up and start posting a lot regularly, but I don't have the time. I wish I had the time, but I'm not going to try think of making money off something I can't spend my time on. Like, that's, again, another thing I'm trying to say, like, sort of thing, like, you won't make it unless you have the time and the dedication to do it. In fact, I wanted to bring it up because I forgot whose podcast it was.
Holy fuck.
Someone was saying, what's it called?
That's not, oh, by the way, I made a mistake. That wasn't my highest viewed
What's
video.
Your highest? There, go.
Holy shit, 95K.
Nice,
I'm noticing this now on a stupid Power Ranger intro reaction. Holy shit.
There you go.
I didn't even know that.
Jinx, it's scrolling underneath his name. C/real TYKY. The one I'm talking about, guys, isn't the LocksTALK one. If you just type Keith Falzon, you'll find my videography channel. That's the one I'm talking about. I was also bringing this up because there was someone on, I forgot which podcast it was, man, now remind me. I think maybe Arcos, that they spoke about someone saying that you were like buying views.
No, this wasn't a podcast. This was just some random dude who messaged Arku, and then Arku came to me, and I was like, here we go. I do well on something.
I wanted to bring it up because like I wanted to bring the YouTube thing up because even someone before said like even your seat is in green, as in, yes guys, this is why TYKY gets views, because he puts a lot of fucking effort into his stream. He has his chair covered, his fucking background covered, his YouTube, like he's saying, finds time to edit. This shit doesn't happen lucky break overnight when you start getting good viewership on videos. And I know a lot of people say 50k isn't good. 50k is very fucking good, especially locally, man. So Talossia ġifiri, like, it's doing well, but I wish people understand the work that goes into trying to fucking grow, let alone trying to grow 4 different social medias.
Like what I stopped doing was putting the generic gaming YouTube shorts and TikToks, because everyone and their mother is doing it now. It does not work anymore. You got to be so fucking lucky to make it big by just that. So what I did was I searched on YouTube for reaction videos, and I looked at the videos that I noticed didn't have much stuff much views, like there weren't that many people making videos on them. And I reacted on that same day. I remember one of my moderators sent me a video of Power Rangers, like, remember Power Rangers? And I'm like, yeah, let's watch it. Let's react to it together. And I posted that, 95K views now. And then I used that same formula and I reacted to stuff similar to Power Rangers. They're the Japanese version of them. I forget what they're called, Super Sentai or some shit like that. And it racks up the views. People enjoy me reacting to something, especially that I'm not that into, because I start laughing or something at it. It actually triggers a lot of people as well. But it worked. That's what you got to do. Find your niche, and expand on it.
Yep, and trigger people sometimes is don't. I'm not saying I'm not saying go out of the way like it as in if you see the Paul brothers like kings of triggering people and becoming famous. What I mean though is like one of the videos I got a lot of views on was I had a friend of mine who was training for his last fight, and if he wins he becomes pro. And I basically filmed his whole journey to the fight. He won, became pro basically, and I just put it together. So I got some coaches to talk. In one part of the video, the fucking coach says boxing is not like a sport or like any of these other, and he mentions a couple of martial arts, including MMA. MMA is a very like big violent sport. You can't really like compare them, in my opinion. So he just mentioned that the comment section went into fucking war, man.
Yeah.
And that's why all the views went up, not because it was fucking Spielberg shit and everyone wanted to see the cinematography, you know what I mean? As in it was cool, I think it was cool, I think it had a nice soundtrack, but that's what it was. It created a discussion.
In fact, in one of mine, I mispronounced the name. I said Cayman Riders, and everyone's like, it's pronounced Kamen. And the amount of comments I have correcting me in that.
No, those are tactics people use on purpose. Some people do this shit because they know that there's going to be that type of reaction. I can never teach people like how to get big because I'm not fucking big. But what I can teach people is like what I study other people doing, like how they get big. So for example, I was streaming and I stopped for a while because I had a kid, and it was a crazy fucking routine, and like things like kind of are like more routine, you know, let me put it that way. So I started streaming again. What I did over the last year is I got all my streams, all my analytics, and I was saying what the fuck did bad, what did good, and I noticed every time I spoke and had a conversation or had communication with the chat, the activity was higher, the viewership stayed longer. So basically when I studied my data, I learned, okay, people don't give a shit if I play a game, if I win, if I lose. People prefer to hear me talk or for me to talk to someone else. So I said, when I start streaming, I said, I'll play some games for fun like I did. I'll just go up on a random stream and just open up the stream and start playing. But I noticed what people like most is when I'm having conversation or when we're talking about stuff. So I decided that's what I have to take. I did this, the game show. Now I'm going to do games night where we do like Monopoly with people. So I'm trying to study what did well for me and try basically do that because it works better. And in fact, everything's working better for me when it comes to the stream. I'm streaming less and getting a lot more views and everything than I did before. So like, I can't tell people how to get big, but I really can emphasize, and like something we talk about at the academy in fact all the time, is to analyze your shit, man. Like look at your data, analyze your data, because you won't grow. And then there are these little tricks, man. Like you're saying, some people make mistakes on purpose to trigger people and they start fucking a whole comment discussion. Some people create drama. Some people like to discuss drama. I like to discuss drama. I was never involved in drama like I did something and someone brought it up, but I enjoy it. Oh, they love it with me. No, I know you guys like are magnets to this shit. Wait.
I can't do anything well anymore before someone says, "Oh, he bought views." Like,
yeah, man.
What a headache for nothing. Like Jesus.
Listen, even if you like.
To be honest, he put me on the spotlight, so I thanked him for it.
Yeah,
whoever that was.
One again. That's good. When someone says that shit about you, don't take it negative. That's what I tell most people. Like all you're doing at the end of the day is helping the streamer grow, even if you're trying to fuck them up. Because even if you said you were botting or getting followers, what happened? People were speaking about TYKY on stream. Thank you for the free advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's
that one time I encouraged it and people mistook what I said.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's thank you for the free advertisement. Because if you're, this is the way I see it. if you're a person who's not full of shit, and people say shit about you like that and it won't be true. Once people come on your stream, for example, say, what the fuck were they saying about this guy? They're gonna hear you talk and they're gonna go, but this guy's cool, I like him. And you're just gonna be free advertisement. Notice something. Let's talk about big, for example, stars. You know who Dave Chappelle is?
Oh,
To me, one of the best stand-ups in the world. You know who Joe Rogan obviously is? Stand-up. They're two people who they tried to cancel because of some shit they said, as usual, this fucking bullshit woke culture. What they did to them was make them bigger because they're genuinely good, honest people. So what happened was a lot of people were saying, what the fuck did these guys say? And when they go on their channel, they end up saying, hey, this is really good conversation. I like this guy. And they just gained followers. All of them said they gained over 200,000 followers since someone tried to cancel them because people will go see what they're trying to cancel. And if you're a genuinely good person, most of the time, people will go like, but I like this guy. What the fuck would I cancel him?
In fact, my viewership spiked after I proved it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And
respect.
Yeah. Because like I showed them, all I had to do was show the comment section. You can't buy that type. And people were writing Bibles, like in parts as well. Part 1, part 2, part 3. Just to correct me about the Cayman thing. Like, you can't buy that, you know?
Yeah, I think if we start every podcast episode or end it saying like something about fucking pizza and pineapples, I think we'll get a lot more views, for example. Just because people will talk shit.
I have one better. I once said that Avatar: The Last Airbender was an anime show. People lost their fucking shit on me. People lost their shit on me, and I didn't know at the time. I just.
Yeah, if you're a fan, you're a fucking fan, man. It will make you lose your shit. This is why sometimes when people change, like lately they change shit in Disney, and people start saying because you're racist. But sometimes people are attached to characters, so sometimes like it's personal. So you would say something which is like, oh wait, what? But the person who's really attached about it will be like, no, what the fuck? Like I always used to say like, oh, who gives a shit if what her name is whatever color, I don't care. But then I said, what if they make Spawn L. Simmons white? I won't even fucking see the movie, man. Because he's black, and that's the fucking character I want to see. The fucking Spawn, who I love. I don't want to see some white guy play Spawn, you know what I mean? So like, then I started saying, some people take it fucking personally. Some people is like, don't destroy the one person.
Oh yeah, they do.
Like, look,
Two personally, in my opinion, but if it gets the views,
it gets people talking. In fact, when I mentioned pizza and pineapple, it was like a little kind of test. In fact, first thing, pizza and pineapples go together, though. I agreed they go together, but some people like tell you it's fucking Satan. And then pizza and pineapple is a war crime against. You see what I mean? Like it's people are fucking attached to that conversation. Where do you think pizzas originated from?
Italy.
So they're allowed because Italians put pizza on pineapple on pizza.
Okay. Fair.
So if you told me you believe Americans did pizzas, then I would tell you then it doesn't go on it because mostly it's an American thing. You see, like Gecko said, American Boston. I disagree. I still think Italy. But then again, I think this is one of those things, like it's where the football starts. You're never really going to find this because you're putting the most basic sauce that any poor person could afford on bread, which is like the farmer's thing, wheat and stuff like that. So everyone was basically creating pizza. So it's more of a question of who had the real oven to make it a pizza. It's really hard, man. No one's going to ever get this fucking shit. Italians did, but not Italy. I don't know if it was the Italians in Boston. I don't know. Because if it was the Italians in Boston, it could be that they got some Italian influence and took it there. So technically, it's like an Italy thing. But I don't know. I'm not going to discuss pizzas and we're never going to know.
Oh my God, Italians in Boston.
You know what I think?
Oh.
Fucking, let me tell you what a real argument is. Not pineapple and pizza. Who the fuck thinks blue cheese is food? Where the fuck did we learn to eat fucking mold? I get really passionate and I fucking hate it. I get rude when I mention it. What the hell? Why would you eat blue cheese? Why? It's fucking mold. Mold. Why are you eating mold? My wife loves it. Fucking last time her and her mom cooked, they melted blue cheese. I was going to fucking die. You have to run out. I can't. I fucking puke. Why? The moldier, the better. Exactly. What the fuck, you animals? It's mold. No. So sorry.
I can't. I just can't.
I can't.
Let's move on. Let's move on before
don't please,
we have
because I
to stop
start
the
feeling.
stream
I'll feel sick. Honestly, I fucking.
because for some reason I'm a mod on your stream. I'm gonna start just banning shit.
People who tell you blue cheese is good.
Yeah.
I think for once I'll have to be fascist and tell you fuck them. I don't like blue cheese. I hate blue cheese, man. The thing is this: I'm like allergic to blue cheese. If I smell it, I'll throw up. So to me, it's like, why, man? Why? Anything moldy makes me go nuts. Back to what we're talking about. So, we're talking about the background and everything, which to me is also part of your branding, because it's just, I know, lighting, green screen, the way you take care of yourself on stream, the way you make yourself look on stream is always, to me, a big part of your branding. You're one of the few streamers in Malta who really understands that your branding is very important. There is you, there is Max, there is Spooner. I don't want to miss out on people, so I make anyone like feel like I'm saying there are a lot more.
Yourself?
Myself, but I'm not gonna mention me. There are a lot of people who care. So
And
if I
there
didn't
are a lot of
mention,
people who don't, and you can see the difference
yes,
really clearly.
So, but wait, if I didn't mention you guys, it's because I don't think, or girls, that you don't do the right job on your stream. For fuck's sake, don't take it literally. I can't mention everyone, but what I mean is most streamers that I see are more focused on put on the camera and start playing the game. And most streamers I see put on the camera and play the game like they're in the bedroom with their friends, which I don't.
I think what you meant
to act.
Maybe what you meant was the ones who started making it a priority. Because
okay,
we
who
were
understands
all,
the importance.
Yeah. Then I agree 100%. Like last year, me, Spoon, Max. Yeah. I would agree.
But I don't only mean customize stuff, because I understand some people don't know how to design. Don't have
like
the
that.
money. I'm not talking about money and putting like personal. Like I have everything custom. I'm lucky. I happen to come from a videography design world, so I could do them. What I mean is, there's a lot of freeware, there's a lot of free content, free overlays, free everything. And there are people who just say, fuck it. And there are people who you notice, they stay choosing their overlays. Some people buy them, they put effort into it. So that's what I meant by they understand like the value of making yourself a brand sort of thing. I know you weren't always like this, obviously. Like, what made you see the importance? Because I noticed you're one of the people who like tackles it all the time. You have brands. I've seen you change your things from brands from time to time. I've seen your sort of character not change, evolve. Let me see, evolve. Like you sort of remove the stuff that you see didn't work and you're putting in. So when did you realize, like, first of all, how long have you been streaming? I didn't even ask you that. And after that question, when did you realize, like, it's not only about the camera, like I really need to start taking care of how it looks when people click on it and the thumbnail. Like, when did this kick in for you?
So I started streaming 2018 in September. The way I started streaming was one of my moderators, Fusion Bernie, took me over to a friend of ours' house, and during that time there was Ninja playing with Drake, and he mentioned it that this streamer is playing with an artist, and we were all like, holy shit, really? So we tuned in, we watched it. I watched it, and my mind clicked, like, holy shit, I can do this. I want to do this. And I started doing it. And the rest is, I've been slowly going up since then. Issa, where did I get the idea that branding is one of, if not the most important things?
So let me interrupt you for a sec before you start the next part. So when you saw Ninja, I'm pretty sure that the first thing you looked at was he's playing games, he's having fun, he has his camera, there's the getting famous, maybe part of it. I'm sure you didn't look at it and go, holy shit, this guy's brand, you know what I mean? Like that. When did that kick in? Then saying like this brand thing, like for example, Dr. Disrespect screams branding, you know what I mean? For example.
You said it. That's the answer.
Okay,
like the first time it clicked in my head, holy shit, this guy's branding is amazing. Dr. Disrespect, 100%. Every time I saw his logo, even outside of Twitch, anywhere, I instantly recognized it was him. And I studied marketing as well. I didn't graduate in marketing, but I studied it. And I remember that if you can create something that sticks in your mind with viewers, you're golden. Like it's synonymous. Like even McDonald's, their brand, the arches, like anything really.
And, and
you and your skull, the orange and the black. It
Dr. Disrespect's complete package, though. It's his act of being like an idiot 80s star, like, you know, acting like the cool guy who fucks up sort of shit. So it's like the
1993, 1994 blockbuster get video game champion.
It's the hero, but who fucks up. That's why it's really good. So he plays like the goofy hero sort of thing, but the act is never ending almost, man. And then this shit he does around his stream, man. It's not just his mullet and his like the shit he does around the fucking stream, and the work. Cause I don't know how big his team is. I think it's not that big, to be honest. But the guy changed so much shit that I swear, if you go before Dr. Disrespect, this like fucking sci-fi 80s shit was not a thing. Gaming music was fucking different. Now a lot of people use this. I don't even know. I'm really sorry, man. I don't know what the style of music he uses is. The term for it.
What's it called?
Is it trance? No, it's not fucking trance. What is it? Is it like
Streamwave? Something like
something
what's it called?
wave? Yeah, synthwave. That's it. I think
Synthwave,
something.
that's it, yeah.
So he literally put that on every fucking stream. Like so many people got into that style. He made that style of music alive. That's how fucking big that guy is. But then the production, man, the whole idea of having the club and the gym and the champions and the stadium and the Lamborghini and him in the Lamborghini, it's fucking brilliant, Ostia, the idea. And
This
it's
is exactly
catering for
the-
youngsters, for kids.
Well, not ish because of the language he uses ish, but
Still.
But nowadays kids watch this stuff. So
I'm talking
it's-
about like if you're 15. You've heard all the
yeah,
fucks
yeah.
and shit. God knows how many 15-year-olds listen to this podcast because I talk to some of them academic and they mention it and they're young. They've heard fuck, they've heard shit. Man, they play League of Legends and Counter-Strike. You think that shit and fuck are the problem? You don't want them to hear? The fucking shit you hear in those games. The kids know, man. They know. They know more swear words than me and you do, man. The toxicity online is incredible, and most people don't give a shit if they're talking to 13-year-olds. They're just horrible.
He's actually the Doc. He's one of the only streamers I can watch. 1 out of 3 streamers I can watch from start to finish with no problem. I can, and that's my goal for streaming. I want to be able to produce a stream where someone can stay from the beginning to the end and enjoy themselves, no problem. That's the goal. I think that's my ultimate goal when it comes to streaming. Create that level of create no boredom basically in a stream, because like everyone, even locally, I can't watch some streamers for more than 5 minutes without going, ugh, and then moving on. Like
I agree with you, and we have the same goal, and I refer to it as an episode. I want my stream to be viewed like a long episode. What I mean by a long episode is I notice that when I'm seeing an episode, or if I'm seeing the World Cup right now, or if I'm listening to a podcast, when they're good, if I just need to go piss or open the door, do something like that, I just put the headset down, go do it and come back. When they're good, man, I'll want to pause it. I don't want to miss it. So if it's something live, I'll be like, I don't want to miss this. So I'm happy I have the wireless, but I don't want to go too far away. That's what I mean by an episode.
Yes.
I wish that people tune in to hear and they just enjoy the conversation, like they're in the same room with me, like they're here listening to us talk, you know, they're having their own drink and we're talking, and they stay till the end because they enjoy the conversation, rather than tune in because TYKY might talk about some multi-streamer bullshit, so let's see like that part of the stream, you know what I mean? As in, that gets you views, it's true, but like I would love the end goal to be like an episode. I think I achieved that with the game show, like the viewership went up and remained high. So that was like an episode, but that has a beginning and an end. So it's easier to make as an episode. A podcast isn't as easy because you have to keep people entertained. That's why
the hardest thing to do during a stream is to create a goal, a realistic goal, and either completing it and ending up with the stream being, hey, we did it, we did the goal, or it ended up with, I failed, I need to, here's my punishment type of thing. And if you really watch some streams, you really notice these big guys, that's how they do it. And that's what I'm trying to do with my rebrand
like
next
every
year.
stream has to have that goal to reach, so you can say, okay,
like,
this hit, like an episode.
Like in the beginning of the stream, I'm going to be like, guys, I need to get 2 Warzone wins today. If I don't get 2 Warzone wins, I'm dumping this bucket of water on my head at the end. Like, you know, I'm trying to think of stuff I can do that won't destroy Jeez, that scared the shit out of me.
I know, man. That fucking shit is a scare alert, man. In fact, it's called Dick Scare. Anonymous, tell me who it was in chat because I can't thank you, but thank you very much for the fucking dicks.
My heart just stopped, man. Like,
what I was gonna say, fuck, I kind of forgot actually. We're talking about making it an episode.
And a goal.
My issue with when I was playing, I'm not going to. I hope people don't take this as a criticism because it might be what a lot of streamers do. But me personally, the way I used to feel when I used to be playing games and talking, for example, and playing at the same time and talking and playing, the way I used to say is, if I'm not having conversation, the viewer is watching me. So if I'm not winning, I feel like shit. Did I just waste their time? As in, do they feel like they wasted their time? I don't feel guilty because I wasted time. I'm not trying to play that fucking.
No.
I'm saying, like, do they feel like this was a waste of time? Like I could have done something more productive because I'm not winning. For example, if I'm playing Warzone, if I'm playing Tarkov, and I don't extract, or I have a couple of bad rounds in a row. So I start saying, like, this is the thing. Like, if I have a bad day when I'm not winning, my viewership are gonna say this sucks. So. Jesus Christ. Thank you very much for the bits, Tiberius.
I will ban you, Type. I'm not even joking.
No, Miskin is playing a bit too. So basically I used to start saying, like, if I'm not winning, and I'm, like I said, 39, I used to be a very good player. I'm not as good as I used to fucking be. I don't have the time to play as much as I used to be. I'm sure my reflexes aren't as good as they used to be. Not I'm sure, I know they're not. So I used to say, if I'm not entertaining by winning, like how much is of this 4 hours I'm streaming, for example, wasting time compared to if I'm talking back. So I used to take that into consideration all the time, like where I used to be like,
but this is where your entertainment side has to shine now.
Yes, in conversation. That's what I mean. Like, I love the games, I love playing, but
not just that. With either the people you're doing, you're playing with,
exactly,
or just by yourself. Like people like the rage. People I think like to watch me, even though I don't win every Warzone game, is because they love how I swear in Maltese because of my accent.
All right. Yes,
I've been given this good feedback. I'll call it good feedback every time. Like, how funny he is when he tries to speak Maltese.
Yeah. I have a friend who doesn't speak Maltese, and when he swears, it's true. It's funny because sometimes he fucks up the words, so it's even funnier. Yeah. I know what you mean.
That's become synonymous with me in this industry, I guess. Like,
exactly. So
locally.
So if you're losing, you're giving them. For example, let's mention Spooner. I noticed there is like T-Spark and Spooner. He's constantly trying to fuck him over in the game. He's giving him frights. He's telling him he's gonna die all the time. So whenever Spoon dies, he's giving him entertainment. So that's the way it's working. You know what I mean? So when you die, it's not like fuck, they want to see me win. When you die, it's like, aha, good, I'm happy you died. So it works that way. I noticed with Peshel, because he takes the piss out of himself. When he dies, like, some people laugh, so it's like, okay, everyone's winning here. I'm not that type of person. I normally try to play Tarkov properly. So like, if I start dying, I see it like as fuck, you know, like I'm not entertaining properly. So I don't know.
I have a guy like that. His name is Looper.
Okay, he likes seeing you.
I'm sure you've heard.
I've seen him make you lose when he plays with you lately on Warzone.
The conversations that him and I have, I think that's entertainment alone. Like, you could make a TV series on that. Just him and I talking in our room together.
Okay, right.
And that's what makes my streams entertaining. When he's in it as well, even when he's not in it, I can make up some shit on the fly and make it entertaining for people. But when Looper's in, it elevates to a level that I can't get on my own because I try to play the game properly and he says some stuff or does something and it just makes me go crazy, and everyone likes that, you know.
Yeah, sometimes there are certain people which games, like with certain games you click more with them. So for example, I think when I played, for example, Tarkov with Max, I don't know why, man, shit was happening, which was either funny, either really disheartening or really good, man. So I was like, with certain people, you get similar like characters and you get certain attraction to the audience, sort of shit. It's hard to plan it. Exactly, it's hard to plan it, but when you figure out what it is and you can plan it, it's fucking good for viewership. So let me actually ask you a question. So we're talking about the hard work and the streaming and how long we've been doing it and how long you've been doing it and so on. Realistic, I'm saying, like an honest realistic. I don't want like a cheesy or a typical answer. Where do you really see yourself in 5 years, or at least what is your realistic goal in 5 years? And like, What do you, how is, like, do you have a plan, or is there a minor like blueprint on how you're thinking of achieving it?
Okay,
Without
well,
saying secrets, if
I've
there are any in some.
no. Well, I've always wanted. I've wanted a simple life. You know, I get a, I have a job. I have a home. I have a girlfriend. Maybe a family in the future. Maybe, like, it depends. You know, when it comes to the streaming thing, where do I see myself in like 5 years? And I have a goal in my mind. If I'm still streaming in the next 2 to 3 years, I gave myself that time frame. 2 to 3 years. If I'm still streaming and I'm at the exact same level, or even just slightly bigger, I stop. It's just not worth it anymore. And
give me examples of numbers, like slightly bigger, and what are we talking
maybe
about?
30 average viewers, 30 plus, maybe 40 plus.
So
I
in
want to
3 years, you
be,
said?
yeah.
So
Because
if in
there are,
3 you're at 30 viewers, you feel like you didn't make it. So
yes, I will stop that and move on to content on YouTube, because I will never stop making content. It's in me, you know. But I will not continue this stress, because I think we'll get to this in a moment. The positives and negatives about streaming, because it's coming up now with what I'm about to say. It's just too much to hope for a status level like TYKY and above. You know, there are people who have been streaming in Malta specifically for like 5-6 years plus, and they're still in the exact same spot. And I don't want to be like that. I either do what I can now and try to be as original and authentic, and I try to change the game, not just for me, for a lot of people, which I think I'm sort of achieving slowly. And then I go from there. But if I'm still at the same spot or a bit higher 2 to 3 years down the line, I think I just stop streaming, or maybe I do it less. I'm still debating, but it's, you know what I mean? I have to think realistically. I can't stream for 7 years, 8 years, and still be in the same spot. It just does not mathematically make sense.
yeah, I agree and disagree. As in, I agree with you. It's if you spend the next 3 years putting time into it and working like you do on improving your stream, but you see you're at the same pretty much viewership, just a bit more,
Yeah.
that you say maybe I should try put my time somewhere else. I agree with you. When it comes to people who have been streaming for example, have people streaming not even for 7 years. I remember when I used to stream about 6 years ago, there were people who were already streaming. So for those people, it's true. If you've been streaming for 7 years and you don't see results, maybe you should choose something else. But my counter argument is 7 years ago, things were very, very, very different. So 7 years ago, there wasn't the money that there is today in Twitch. There wasn't the money that there is today. Twitch wasn't designed how it is today. There wasn't the viewership. So
No, that's absolutely fair. Yes, of course, Mela.
so growing in 7 years from now is very different to growing 7 years from kind of where this was all new.
I'm talking about 2018 onwards, because that's when it.
Yeah, it's let's do a fair way of saying should this be my career or not. To be honest, is COVID. After COVID, so many fucking people went into streaming, and so many people
stop lock.
But wait.
Don't bring up COVID, because that was the most missed opportunity out of all of that I've ever missed in my life, and I hate myself every day for
I
not
know what you're saying.
taking advantage of it. I know people who are partnered now who have hundreds of viewers who grinded, and I hate that word, grinded, who took the time to stream and make something, and they blew up, and I kick myself every time I think of it.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to I don't want to sound big-headed or anything like that, but when COVID hit, me and Kevin had just started the academy. 7 weeks or 6 weeks after we started the academy, they did the first lockdown, and we went fucking crazy. We were we invested all this money. We have all courses booked for the year, and now we can't do anything. So what the fuck are we going to do?
What you guys did was genius.
So we decided we're doing everything online, and we had to redesign everything. And believe me, man, you can ask fucking whoever you know who works close to me, especially people if you meet my wife. meetings at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, trying to do deals with foreigners to put our courses
Yes,
abroad. We did
I know, I remember.
everything to get the fucking money in to try keep the thing alive, and we did. So
I was with
believe,
you since
yeah, you saw a lot of it happen. And
Oh
we used to
man, I
be-
remember how stressed you guys were.
we used to be fucking dead. Not that we're fine now, but we used to be dead. So what I'm saying is like we kind of understood where this is going, and we really, really, really worked hard and abandoned a lot of shit to make it work. And it did work eventually to a certain point. So I think if a lot of people,
I'm being a bit harsh on myself and others as well, because
you guys all grew during
even
COVID, but
even though we didn't blow up, we,
you grew.
like me and Spoon got really popular because of Warzone and your tournaments, and then Max, Special, those guys came around because of TikTok during COVID as well. I mean,
But-
we did grow and have a when people say streamers in Malta, like, you know, our faces would pop up in people's minds, and some others as well. Like it did work. What I wish I did was do more. You know,
I think people had to like understand the situation that like right now everyone is in front of the fucking screen, see the big businesses how they're making money, and you realize it's all screen. See how the world is changing because every school, everything was on screen, and we had to put everything on the screen. So basically, if people took the same approach and time and effort we put into it, I'm sure they would have like made it to at least. But it wasn't easy to understand what's happening. Some people were scared. Some people were fucked up because of school. Some people it was
jobs. It was jobs.
Some people got laid off.
Constantly.
As that is, it wasn't easy. Like we sort of like the whole story of like what you know the story of when they land with the ship and they burn the ships down so they can't go back to the ships. We got in that position. We're in a position where like Isma, we have a new business. There's no oops COVID. We have to fucking see what we're going to do. So we were put in that position, and when we worked for it, it worked. We had a lot of help. We had a lot of people who helped us. We didn't just do it alone, but we spent ridiculous amount of hours. So I'm seeing T-Spark in chat. Wait, honestly, during COVID it was more of a frantic. Like I'm seeing T-Spark, for example. We decided let's take advantage of Lava series. Valorant came out, everyone's at home, no one's doing big tournaments. Fuck it, let's go for it.
I disagree with they had to get very lucky. That's not true. You just had to do some research and work.
What do you mean?
My friend who got partnered.
Wait, honestly, during COVID it was more of a frantic state because no one was sponsoring anyone, so I had to get it. Well, no, one second. No, wait, one second. Our sponsorship problems are always gigantically fucking hard to get because of obvious reasons like being in esports and no one knowing what the fuck is esports. But I wouldn't say lucky when I know we worked endlessly, like I'm saying, endless nights doing the right proposals, coming up like, oh, I'm not joking, TYKY, like if we send proposals to people, I actually designed the whole fucking stream with their colors and logos and everything to show them everything is done for them. Do it knowing that these guys probably won't even look at the proposal. But that's how much we really pushed. And I'm seeing T-Spark, who had a lot of help from people like T-Spark, who had some help from Gecko in the beginning, we had a lot of help from Engine, also had help all over the place. You then and Spoon were helping a lot with the streams in the beginning. We're trying to do like a barter thing, like, okay, present this for us and we'll make sure we get you a lot of viewership on your stream, and we had seen growth. But what I'm saying is there is certain respect that needs to be given, and if people don't want to admit it, they don't admit it. But during COVID, when everyone was seeing the world of streaming grow big and they said, maybe I should stream, they were all looking at you, and I believe at Spooner. Obviously, people like TYKY, at the time Engine was spooning, so there were a few people who were already doing
Engine was what?
Engine was streaming at the time also.
You said Engine was spooning.
Spooning, I said. Jesus Christ, no, Engine was streaming. Fucking spooner. Engine was streaming also. Because I was thinking, was he streaming at the time? But I think he was. So basically, whoever decided I'm going to give it a shot probably looked at you guys and kind of learned from you guys and said like, all right, there's this group who are streaming, the local group. Who was there at the time? There was you, Spooner, there was Gecko, there was Engine. Who was streaming at that time?
Like, I would say
doing
like the main
growing. I'm saying because there were a lot of
the main seven that were that were like when well me Gecko Spoon, I would say Engine as well.
At the time, I think Engine used to stream
TYKY,
quite often. TYKY, yes, obviously.
Joker.
Yeah, those two I didn't mention them because they're like
Gotcha.
fucking
Okay.
OGs tipo għat taqolu.
They're,
But there were quite a few. So obviously whoever started at the time kind of got inspired. Like I got inspired by you guys. Like for example, I started doing the tournaments. Then like I think I met Spoon, played a couple of tournaments with him on Warzone, like against him, and then played a couple of streams with him. And then, I started getting the itch. I was like, I still have the equipment. I know what I have to do. I did it before, so I know, like, sort of, I can interact. I have that sort of advantage. And then it started clicking. I was like, today the world of streaming all became about branding. And I have that advantage that it's my actual kind of job, So I went into it. So it is influence. Like, everyone was looking at you guys, like, that's the way I see it. So even if they're doing it or doing better, eventually when, at that time when they tried to get into it, they saw you're doing it and there was a bit of influence. That's why I kind of hate, I hate certain hate that people get in Malta when it comes to these things. Because people forget who influenced them. People forget who sort of gave them that push without knowing to say, fuck it, they're doing it, maybe I can do it then, you know what I mean? So it sucks in a way. I don't like it.
But I'm really proud and really honored that people actually used me as a influence to start streaming as well. The only thing I wish that a lot of people did was stop and think at how much you need to invest and how much you're willing to sacrifice to even do this on a regular basis, because a lot of people really don't understand. Depends what age you are as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It depends, because like if you're still in school and stuff, you can do it really easily from your parents' home, no problem. But if you were someone like me who was out of the home by 18 and having a relationship and bring about bills, jobs, it's such a different story. And I know people who started streaming because they wanted to do what I did. Like I've had conversations with people, and now they stop streaming.
It's not for everyone. It's some people don't understand the grind. Some people just see only the fun of it. It's the same with everything. That's like when
there's a huge physical and mental thing about it too.
Fucking right. It's insane. Actually, I can spend 8 hours playing easily. When I play on stream for 4 hours, I get fucking tired and hungry. It's like I was jogging. Man. It's insane how tiring it is when you have the lights in your face, when you're playing, when you're interacting with stream, when you're trying to do shit, you're getting pissed off, you're getting happy. It tires you fucking, like, it's really tiring.
It has a whole domino effect as well. Like if you're getting hungry during stream, if you don't eat before, you're gonna eat way more than you would have after, and then you gain weight. That's one physical disadvantage about streaming. The fact if you're a numbers person like me, who studies analytics and stuff like this, it can drive you insane. The numbers, like last year I was a monster. When it came to, I turned into a real douche last year because of this stuff, like how it got to me in my head and stuff, with the numbers, with even ego. It does some shit to you.
I notice ego happens a lot here. I luckily I had experience through music, so I was already sort of used to that stuff. So I understood straight away that the viewership everyone has in Malta, apart from people like TYKY, like it's not something to have an ego about. You're doing well, it's something to be proud about, but it's not something to have an ego about. You know what I mean? None of us, group of us, need to have an ego.
I know this now, but last year, someone who hasn't experienced it before, holy shit, it hit me like a train. And recently, like I would say maybe 5 months ago, I realized I'm an asshole. I need to no, for real. Like I went through moderators like they were Skittles. I said a lot of shit.
You had some harsh rules with moderators, were you?
Because my mind was set up for greatness, but I forgot that in order to get there, you have to walk slowly, not take a huge leap.
And you
You know,
need
like
and you need a reliable amount of people you can trust to help you get
yes,
there also.
as well. And I had paranoia too, lots of paranoia last year, especially when it came to moderators. Like I would get a moderator in, and if I had the feeling that he because I tell my moderators secrets about my stream, like how do I do this? Look, next week I'm going to be doing this, so if you guys are available, please come in. I might need help with chat. If I felt for even a second that someone was going to go tell another streamer about it, because I noticed this with me, like if I would do something, if I had an idea and I would share it even a bit, I would notice that someone was doing it. I'm like, how the fuck did they come up with this? There's no way they came up with this. You know,
Okay,
that was the paranoia I was facing last year too.
so
You know what I mean?
You link dots that are in there sometimes. Then so
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Sometimes it affects people in different ways, unfortunately.
Like I told you about this, like about the ego thing, like because I had spent a small time, like when I was 16, I played at Rock Cafe Live, and our band just fucking was really like really good response straight away. And when you're 16, it's very easy. So I had spent a short while thinking like, yeah, you know, I'm the shit. Till then I learned I'm fuck all, you know. You learn the hard way. Same thing with martial arts. The same story everyone has with jiu-jitsu, man, basically. You train different martial arts. I used to be a really good martial artist, which is in stand-up. But when I did jiu-jitsu for the first time, I felt like a fucking bitch. A guy manhandled me for the whole session. I wanted to fucking kill myself after. I thought I knew how to fight. And then I realized, like, this guy would have killed me like 30 times today, sort of shit, you know? So, yeah, so you get fucking humbled. So from those experiences, I learned. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know this. I had to learn the hard way like everyone is. The ego thing, it's easy to happen. It's easy to get compliments, and it starts getting to your head. It's easy to have people rate you high, and it gets to, you know, it gets to your head. So it's normal. But I like that you said you were being an asshole and you wanted to change it. Because in fact, I wanted to ask you that question, because I asked you like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, and how realistically do you get there, and what you would do to quit? If you had to be honest, like, what are your flaws? Like, what do you think? Like, I'm going to give you mine, so I give you some courage to be honest, and I don't make it uncomfortable for you. And I'm someone who likes to procrastinate too much, and I'm someone who, for example, apart from it's having a lot to do with it. Like, for example, I say, I want to do the podcast, blah, blah, blah. I know I'm capable of doing the designs, getting it together, and I'm fucking weak because that's how I am. I won't stop thinking I'm working till it's done. Whoever knows me here, if they know I'm working on something, most of the time, the next day, I'll show them something which is almost ready, and they'll be like, you already worked on it, sort of thing. So it will be like, now I'll do it, now I'll do it, now I'll do it, and I'll do this, and I'll do that. But I don't fucking decide to just go head on into it, and then I have too much to do at one go. That's one of my big fuck-ups. Now, you're trying to reach that goal. Obviously, you have flaws that you think you're not doing right, or you have flaws that you think you're not, or maybe you're not focusing on things as much as you should have. An example I got in other podcasts was people always say, time, man, time. And I always go, yes, but at night we play video games with our friends also. So during that time, you could be editing. Is it that the time is important to you? You need the free time? Like, I need my free time, you know what I mean? There's that too.
But if people use time as an excuse, that's their own fault, because you can make time. You just don't know how, or you're not willing to.
But you're not willing to. But sometimes
you're not prioritizing the correct stuff if you're complaining about it.
But sometimes it's justified. Sometimes you say, I do have free time when I'm playing with my friends where I could be working, but that would mean if I do that, I'll never get free time. So then it's unhealthy.
That's true. But then you divide it. You do one night that, and then it's solved.
But I don't know. I completely agree with you. Like, that is why I'm telling you it's my issue. Like, you know, there is a way of solving it, but somehow there's something that makes you lazy about it, or you stand back about it. Like, what would you say is your worry that if you don't tackle it, like you just said now, you thought you were becoming an asshole and you wanted to fix it. Like, what is, like, if I want to make it in 5 years, I need to fix that. You know what I mean? Like, what would you say?
I think I'm on the correct path to fixing how I was last year now. Like, even when people come talk to me, I'm not heck. You know, I listen now. I'm doing things differently. I'm giving people more chances and stuff like that.
So what I'm asking is though, when you're fixing this stuff, what's the thing that you struggle most in? You know what I mean? So like it's good, like I said, it's perfect that you mentioned that because I was going to bring it up that you realize you did something wrong and you started fixing it. Now when you're doing that, sometimes you find struggles because, for example, you might tell me I'm emotional about stuff or I'm too hot-headed or short-tempered. So like what for example, what do you think you struggle as a character or as a streamer to push you forward? You know, if I fix that shit, I'll fucking get better, but it's hard to you might have very valid reasons why you can't fix that shit right now, for example. That's what I'm trying to say. What do you think is your real struggle? Like, if that shit wasn't in the way, I could get forward. Is there anything?
Being a perfectionist, I would say, and
To stop being a perfectionist or to be a perfectionist?
no, to stop being a perfectionist. I have a real problem with that. When it comes to streaming only, anything else I don't have an issue with, but streaming, it's always been an issue.
But how an issue? Because it doesn't, for example, let you complete
I'll give you an
stuff?
example. Yesterday I was messing around with my camera because I got a new stand for it. And I touched a setting on it and it made me look pixelated and weird throughout the whole stream. Because I noticed that and because I started streaming already, I can't just end the stream and fix it and then start stream again because I feel like that's worse than even stopping the stream completely. But my mood changed instantly throughout the whole stream. You can see a huge difference in my mood yesterday compared to the time before because of that little issue.
So you're saying perfection is because if you see something is just slightly out of place, it throws you off, it distracts you too much.
Completely. I would rather not stream than have that little thing. It's a weird thing, and I hate that about myself, but I'm trying to, lower it. But that's always been my issue, trying to have everything.
I don't think it's a bad thing though. I don't think that's trying
Not
to be a
always, no,
perfectionist is
because
bad,
it's gotten me. It's gotten me a lot of places. I think we'll talk about it
As in
soon.
you excel in shit if you're a perfectionist because you always think you can do better. Basically, I suffer from that a lot, and I think it does make you excel. But like you're saying, if it's distracting you to the point where like it happens a lot in sports, someone makes a silly mistake and they'll be a very good player, and all of a sudden they're so conscious about the fuck up they did that it throws off the rest of their game. Like T-Spark is saying, he is overthinking things, which is true.
That could be it. Yeah. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah. But that would be my issue. Like, if I don't do my normal checks before a stream or something like that, you'll see the difference in my mood. I'll try my best to hide it, but it still comes out.
It affects it that badly. No,
Oh yeah. I don't know why it does. It just does.
I think I'm a very chilled person myself. I laugh. Like,
yes, I know.
Every time I start the fucking stream, like I'm now. Oh Jesus, another fucking fright. Jesus Christ! Thank you very much. Every time I started this fucking podcast, I'm not joking. I think once I didn't do it. It's that when we did the test, did the camera work straight away when I switched it on? Yeah, exactly. It always does it to me. Now I laugh about it. Now I just go. As usual, fucking. This became my intro. Now, like people probably think I'm doing it on purpose.
That's exactly what I'm doing now to cope with this issue I have. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm making a joke out of it now.
I don't get that. I'm thinking about it now. I think I know why I don't get bothered about it. This is my show, and even if I had 6,000 viewers right now, it's my show. When I worked on production, which has to do with TV, doing TV series, doing shit like that, it's not my fucking show. So I don't want to make mistakes because I look unprofessional. So I can't really laugh about it because I don't know how other people will take it. So I'm used to pressure of don't fuck it up for TV live. So when it's my show on Twitch, I can fuck it up because I can laugh about it, and most of the people here got to know me because I'm not a presenter at a TV show, and people just know the guy on TV who just has a certain character. People know me through the games, know me through the academy, so it's easier, I guess, for me to just laugh it off. But I don't get that bothered. Know about it. I don't.
Another good example is during my horror month, when I did it last year, I enabled the sound alerts. Like what you just got now. I had those, And then halfway through, I think the month, I shut them off because when I tried to edit the videos, I got so many of those sound alerts that the video was uneditable. I could not edit it without ruining the punchlines, the story. You know.
Okay.
That's
I know
how many I was getting, and but then I kind of screwed myself over because I was getting half of the
It's how you make a bit of money.
revenue.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that the whole point of those streams was for like a new chair, the new chair. So that's what I'm talking about as well. It's a now when that happens, I just upload the whole thing. I don't care. It's a joke now, as in it's you know what I mean. It's
Yeah, exactly.
it's a funny video now, not too much scary, serious. It's now funny, which people enjoy more now. So I'm comfortable with it. That's how
I'm
cope now with
still
it.
trying to find a way. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to. I saw this guy. So basically, I fucking forgot his name, his channel. I really wish he sees this. So basically, there's a drummer.
Nice
of
work,
this-
bitch.
There's a drummer from. Thank you for that.
Thanks, side.
There's this drummer from Straight from the Pot. They're called the band, and he has a Twitch, I think. A Twitch channel, and he does like live reaction videos and shit like that. Whenever someone, basically, I think he does better on YouTube. So all his videos go on YouTube. Whenever someone like puts a subscription or donation, he tells them, "Thanks for fucking up my video."
Yeah.
And it became a funny thing
That's
because then
good.
you see it on YouTube and you understand why he says it, and it's fucking perfect because every time he says thanks for
Yeah.
fucking up my video, like the guy who paid enjoys hearing that you fucked up the video, so it kind of encourages you to pay even more. So I'm just trying to find a way that when someone gives me something on the stream, I can like say thank you at the same time, make it like a funny thing. So till now, sorry guys, I haven't. I just go thanks or I don't say anything and then say something after because I won't want to interrupt like with the conversation. Do you watch streams? Because this is a question I noticed. A lot of streamers don't watch streams, and I kind of get it. Like a lot of band members won't go on a mosh pit sort of thing. Like, do you watch streamers? Do you follow streamers?
There are only 3 streamers I can watch for long periods of time.
Exactly.
None of them
I'm
are
not talking
local.
about. I'm not talking about YouTube Shorts because I watch a lot of YouTube videos of different streamers. I'm saying on Twitch when they're on, you go cool.
Yep.
Who do you watch?
Dr. Disrespect.
Okay.
Iron. He's the number
Yeah.
one Warzone wins.
Mhm.
My style. Everyone else.
The guys
Well,
who
no.
hate him because he likes to play slow.
Yeah.
But it's
How
fucking-
it should be played.
Yeah, his KD is Madonna 6 point something.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, he's good.
And I also watch. I guess it's just those two because I don't really watch. Yeah, those two. Those two.
A lot
I
of
sometimes
people- I
watch
know
Ninja for a while as well because he started it all for me.
Vortex, thank you for the bits again. No, I watch locals. I like to hop into local streams and just say hello. I like to open up my my Microsoft Edge tab because I don't use it. Put on the streams of local streamers and mute it from the Windows bar just to give them the extra view. But then people actually watch apart from people who I'll play with on stream. There is Glorious, he plays Tarkov. There's Ash, he plays Tarkov too. When Shroud is playing some shit which requires aim like CS, Valorant, I don't mind watching him either if he is good. But I actually enjoy watching locals. Like when I'm chilling at home and I'm designing something, I like putting them in the background, sometimes talk a bit. So that's why sometimes on stream I talk for a bit, they talk back and I won't be there. It's because I'll
depends
just doing
for me.
something.
I only watch local streamers when they're doing something out of the norm, like Nonometral's streamer spotlight,
I
your
try to
game
watch all
shows.
those. I try to watch all non-amateurs.
Yeah.
I enjoy podcasts and stuff like that.
I watch those because if it's not those, it's the same fucking thing. I'm a victim of this too. It's the same thing, but I at least try to change it up sometimes. You know, like I do the horror month, which I think I'm most well known for
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
I even did the streamer tier list thing. When I found out there were more than 30 streamers, I did a tier list. That became really popular. The people who are doing something original and those are the streams I watch the most
Yep.
from local people, the ones who are trying to change the game and come up with original ideas. The people who
That's it though. To come up with the original ideas. I see it
Yeah.
a lot. I'm not criticizing anyone. Like, but for example, I see people who do, for example, certain things in a stream, whether it's for charity, whether it's a 24-hour, and I see other people do the exact same thing. And I really say, like get influence from it and try to give it your own twist so people recognize it
there's
as
a
your own
huge
twist.
issue with that here. A huge issue.
I think everywhere,
and-
like people steal shit all the fucking time everywhere. But I'm not talking about steal because it's bad to say steal. Like most of them aren't stealing. Most of them think like,
It's
that
not stealing.
works.
It's like
I'll do the same thing because it works. So it's not like I want to steal
Uh-huh.
off them. It's just like that's maybe. It's
no,
also
that's true.
it's
But
also
no one does it well.
but it's also flattery. If someone sees you, for example, do a certain stream, or for example, the way like let's say you're doing certain streams like horror month streams, and someone decides to say, okay, it's Halloween, so obviously a lot of people play horror games. No one's copying anyone. It's Halloween. But if someone starts to say like, because it's Halloween now, I'm gonna do a bunch of horror
was-
streams. TYKY does that already, so try give yours a little bit of a twist, or try
There was
or try choose a
something
different
I
month.
noticed actually. I'm not gonna mention names, but there was something I saw where there was a poster. They were going to stream literally 1 hour before me, the exact same game that I've been hyping up for weeks. Like I like because I was, and they also wanted to do a giveaway as well. Now, those things individually, I can't take like ownership over. Like they're not my ideas, you know. They're ideas that together are mine, you know. And then when I see someone doing the same thing, I'm like, hi, aha, okay. And then when I when I mentioned it on my stream, I think they were watching. The poster was removed. It didn't happen.
But that
I was
shows that
like,
they were really
oh.
copying you then, all right.
Yeah.
No, because that's what I mean. Because some people copy. Some people, you can see it as a form of flattery. They say, that's the way to do it because TYKY, who streams more than me, does it that way. So maybe that's the next thing I should do it. Jesus fucking Christ, shooting. So maybe
Vietnam flashback, man.
so that's why I said like maybe it's flattery. Maybe someone says like that's the path to becoming a better streamer because that's how TYKY does it. So I'll do the same. My encouragement is try to do something different. Like for example, some people told me I'm copying Nona, for example, because I'm doing the podcast. So
No,
I don't think I'm copying her in any way or form.
not
but
even close. It's
no,
two
and-
different things entirely, and people who actually watch both would understand that.
Even if it was a podcast, it's hard to say you're copying because there are about 6 million podcasts. You know what I mean? So it's what you do in your podcast. This is like saying someone
Yeah.
did a game show or a TV show. So now you can't do a TV show. No, you can't do that story. You can do a TV show. So there's a difference in copying. And some people say I copied because it's apart from the fact that I've been wanting to do this for a long time and people who know me know how much I love podcasts and all that shit. But like some people will just say, all right, streamers talking to other streamers, so it's copying. Like that's what I mean by try do your own stuff. Like what I'm saying by do your own stuff is like the type of questions I type to ask. I try to find out things and let the chat find out things about you that people didn't know before maybe. Things that like maybe I can highlight about you, for example, like I would like to talk about the World Cup. I would, because I know you like football. You know what? I like to talk about different things, and like we said in the beginning, we started talking about fucking pigs and animals and hunting, and so I like to keep like a conversation going. That's what I mean by try to do something a bit original. So sort of the game show. We've seen 100 game shows, but I wanted to get streamers together in a different way than we did before, because there's a limit to how
Also,
original.
you and I need to do this again and talk about our extraterrestrial stuff. That I
Our
think.
conspiracy theories. Hey, I'm a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
nerd.
yeah.
Definitely. No, but that's what I mean. Like by try get influence is okay, but try do something original at the end of the day, because you don't want to be because if let's say you look at TYKY and you say I like what he does and I want to be like, for example, at TYKY's level. So if you copy TYKY and you're not as good as TYKY, you just diet TYKY. You know what I mean? You're just like a bootleg version of him. So no one's gonna like you. People are just gonna compare you. So it's nice to try do something original. In fact, even when it comes to branding, I noticed there are a few people in Malta who start saying like, okay, branding has been for a certain amount of time, or now I grew out of this type of branding, or now things changed. Maybe the marketing is different and they go into brands. In fact, you and a couple of other streamers are working on some new branding. So, like,
Yes.
let's talk about you work with Chubbs. We mentioned this before.
Mhm.
Whoever needs anything stream related, you can see TYKY stream. Definitely go to Chubbs. Like, I'm a designer, I'm a videographer. I work on this shit, and I definitely approve his work. It's very, very good.
I think he's the go-to now for the local
Yes, he is,
streaming
and,
scene.
and he has good prices. He's very reasonable, and he's in touch with the esports scene, man. He knows what's going on. It's not fucking talking to a designer who only does TV shit or posters for parties, and you're trying to explain esports to him. The guy knows already. So, when you started till now, how many times did either your nickname change, or did your logos or your brand colors, like,
It
the
changed
deal?
twice. for me.
Twice, or name or brand? What are
No,
we talking about?
that mascot I had of the guy with the sword.
Yep.
Before he was purple and blue, and then at some point I'm like, oh, these colors are so overused on Twitch. I want to be unique. I need to be unique. Otherwise, I won't live with myself on Twitch as a streamer. I need. So I decided to go with purple and yellow to make it eye popping more and to give it a unique taste. So now I'm moving away from the mascot logo, and I'm gonna have a whole new brand, whole new color, whole new signature. It's important. It's very important. If not the most important.
I believe I can
I like that one.
Sorry,
I like that
I
one.
love it. I fucking love it too much. That man.
That was
Thank you
a
for
good one,
playing
wow.
it. Sorry, TYKY.
No, it's cool. I was done anyway. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Sorry, I don't know.
Tiberius is one of those. He can time those perfectly.
But that is one of those fucking sounds that I just love, man. It just cracks me up every time. Exactly. So you change
That's
your
like the John
branding,
Cena one almost. Oh man.
but you change your branding from. So what you were saying is basically colors. You changed colors. Like, you were always the same
The
type
first
of
two
mascot.
times, yeah.
All right, and I have been told that you are working on some new shit now.
Mhm.
So you're doing a complete new revamp of your entire brand, I guess. Everything is different now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything will change, even the way my streams are done. That's why it's good what you said, like about the influence.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be taking a page from Doctor Disrespect, and I'm gonna start doing my streams like a television show. Basically, I'm gonna use the green screen to its full effect. I have ways that I've come up with myself to do it, and I'm gonna
Nice.
try it. I'm
Good,
gonna
so
try.
you-
It's gonna be bootleg Doctor Disrespect style, but not his
No.
synthwave
You
style.
have-
It's gonna be
No. To boot like Dr. Disrespect, you have to go all 80s with the fucking superhero act. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
going
no.
to you're going to try up your production digitally,
Oh, yeah.
basically. So
Oh, yeah.
we're talking
Oh, yeah.
about overlays and the style of the stream. I don't think your character is going to change. I think it's the same
No.
TYKY, but
No,
you're just going to have
yeah.
a brand. That's what I mean. So you're not bootlegging anyone. You're rebranding properly, and I think you're going, from what I've seen, you're going more modern also, which I like a lot. You're going a lot more attractive, like gets your attention, and even overlays. So you're taking a different approach now on the stream. Like, you're giving a completely different
Oh, yeah.
look. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
You want
It's
to give
time to evolve.
a preview? You want to give a preview of TYKY's?
yes,
So
yes, guys. You want to see a preview
I
of
have-
my new shit?
I have a preview of TYKY's new what can we call it? Icon, logo, not logo, I guess.
It's the logo. It's the logo.
Okay, here you go, guys. TYKY's new logo. I like a lot. I like it a lot. Let's see it again. Let's see it again. It's nice. So the obvious question, was the alien just cool looking design that someone like Chubbs told you, listen, I have this, it's looking cool, or is there like some thought behind it,
No,
like having an alien?
I wanted an extraterrestrial feel. I wanted an alien type of thing, and we looked at many logos that had anything to do with alien. There was Alienware. There was Star Wars. Everything we looked at when it came to extraterrestrial stuff. and we experimented with a few, and I found that having just the head, no mouth, the eyes extruding a bit from the outer layer, it looked just perfect.
I'll show it again while you're talking.
What I was afraid of, people are comparing it to Alienware. It's inspired by Alienware, but it's very different. Everything about it is different. The shape, the eyes, so it's not.
No,
It's not like that.
Alienware is inspired by the typical alien gray, as in there's like a typical
That's what's-
alien gray
that's what-
and
Mhm.
no,
That's
as
what
in-
mine is as well, because they're the most commonly known alien species that people get abducted by, all that stuff. All the folk legends and stuff are based on gray aliens.
Yeah, and I like it because even if you see like the concept of the gray alien, there's the good story, the bad story, the evil, the happy, the funny. Like they're used
Yes,
all over
yes.
the place in every way. So I like it. I think it's
I'm even thinking, I want to do like a short little movie, a short one, of me transcending from this type of stream that I do over to the next one. In fact, even my community name is going to change. It's no longer going to be the Legion, and I'm going to leak it here right now. We're going to be called the Invaders now.
nice.
That's my new
Please,
brand. That's my new community name, Invaders.
I have to suggest something for you. Though I had done something similar, but it would suit you much more. You have to put a Space Invaders high score channel, and people need to beat it. And the highest score always is like has a perk.
Wait, say again. Wait, say again. What?
So-
The
So Space Invaders, the game, the retro game.
That's what it was gonna be, and then I'm like, wait, I heard that before. That's a game.
Yeah, so put,
You know?
put like a challenge where on your Discord people can post their high score. The person who always has the winning high score has a special perk on your stream. If someone beats his high score, he loses the perk and the other guy gets it. And keep
That's
making
an interesting-
make them fight in Space Invaders. It's a
That's an
classic
interesting
fucking-
concept.
And
That's interesting.
And you keep being a game that started pretty much a lot of other games alive, man. That game deserves so much respect. I'm getting nostalgic here, but the game
I liked it. I enjoyed that game. I played it a lot when I was young.
Man. That was
Wasn't my first game, but I played it a lot.
That was good.
Cause
man.
I had an uncle. He's very similar like you, like nice, chill, relaxed, likes rock bands and stuff. And he played these games with me,
Yeah, I used to fucking love those games. As in, they're before my time. I think my brothers who are 10 years older than me, but I played them a lot because of my brothers. So I grew up with the old school, the really old school Commodore 64. So these games mean a lot to me. And then when you look into the history of them, though, those games really fucking gave us all the shit we have today.
Yeah.
Made it so fucking wanted, basically. Everyone invested in it and tried to make the best games. No, it was fucking brilliant. Speaking about branding and names and shit like that, I have a question that might piss you off. Why does it annoy you so much when people joke around by calling you TYKY? I have to ask. People call me Longcock, man, and I have an academy. You know how bad that can look.
Yeah,
they come around kids all the time. Like, why does it trigger you to ask?
With you, they do it jokingly, and it's very not common when they do it with you. When it comes to me, they know it pisses me off, so they do it more.
Wait,
And-
but that's 101. You're feeding the troll, man. Like, if they
I know.
that it's gonna piss you off, they're gonna say it more.
Ara, it's hard for me to be associated with that name because indirectly it hurts my brand in a way. I don't want to be known as TYKY, and
Why?
TYKY.
It means something else, though. Does it remind you of it?
No, it in a way it turns my brand into a joke then, because then people start calling me TYKY, and it's like, no, if you don't know how to say a word in English, don't fucking say it. It's TYKY. It started because of Sandmax. Sandmax fucked me over.
I
with
know. I
this
was
one.
on stream with him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Thank you to TYKY." I thought it's
And I be honest, I unfollowed straight after. Like
seriously.
and I left. Yes, I was like
No, but there's
Like,
something
there's
deeper
no-
with this, though. There's something deeper. How does
no,
it?
because then
wait.
it got out of hand. I didn't mind the jokes and stuff. But then, like, for example, at the academy when we had the Armageddon thing, I don't know who did it, but someone wrote on the scoreboard Tiki,
Yeah, quantum.
and I'm like, and I'm like, no, you write it properly because I'm being represented here. Write it fucking properly. You're not writing Spooner Lunar, for example, or anyone else differently. Why am I? Because then people start associating me with Tiki, and I don't want that to happen. That's why I'm so against it.
I think something's affecting you, or you're thinking Tiki is really bad. Because if you think of the nickname Tiki, there's nothing bad with it.
Well, number one, it's the 100% incorrect way how to say it.
No, I know. No, wait.
Anyone who studied English would know.
Wait.
For the fucking love of God.
I'm not justifying that you pronounce your name as Tiki. I'm saying though the sound that comes out of our mouth, Tiki basically, and TYKY, they're both different nicknames. Like Tiki doesn't mean something bad. So I think.
No, but it's incorrect. You. That's
Yeah,
not how it's
I know.
Like I'm seeing in your chat.
What?
Nova say, why not embrace it? Okay, how about I call you Novosh?
But that's
Because I can't say it.
But that's different because Novosh, you're putting the word osh in it, so you can understand.
Yeah, but imagine I can't say the last part. It's just an example.
Yes, no, I know. But if let's say you mispronounce Novosh and you say Novosh for example, he might not like it because there's the word osh in it. The same way I told you, like Longcock, there's something like that can sound bad.
No, for me it's exactly the same. I don't. No.
I think it affects you. Thank you, Jake, for the raid. Thank you very, very much. Welcome to the stream, everyone. No, I think it affects you the same way, but I don't think it has the same. I think basically, like what we were saying before, I think you're letting something get to you. Which, if you think about it, there's nothing wrong with the word Tiki. I'm not saying people should call you Tiki. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that there's nothing offensive to the word Tiki.
No, it's not offensive. But if people start associating that, my biggest fear is that I get a sponsor and they call me Tiki on something.
No, all right, wait, listen to me.
That's where it's like, okay, no.
One that might happen because if you notice a lot of people who don't know others and present them, sometimes they misread the name badly. Like when Max called you Tiki, he didn't do it to joke around with you. He
genuinely thought that's how it was. But now he started a fucking trend with it,
but wait,
and actually no, but now I take it
because you got offended. I mean, because you was offended because you gave a reaction. That's what started the trend.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly,
once a guy kept on calling me locksmith for a whole game till we all burst out laughing and we're like, it's LocksTALK, man.
Like how do you mess that anyway? No, but like now I'm taking it more of a joke. Like even in the Fortnite thing at PlayCon, the commentator called me TYKY. And I know for a fact Engine or Quantum spoke to the guy with the microphone and said it's TYKY because he corrected himself right after instantly.
All right, so
because I'm pretty sure Engine or someone was looking at my face, and when I heard TYKY,
because it's you exactly. It's funny. No, listen, that I understand. If I'm like somewhere and someone is presenting me, I would like them to say my name correctly. If I'm, for example,
that's the point.
No, that's the point. If I'm somewhere and someone I don't really know starts saying, "How long, I'll probably tell them, "Listen, man, it's fucking LocksTALK. Like I don't know you that well to stay calling me Longcock." But if my friends who I'm playing with then are calling me Longcock, they could do it all night then because it's like,
that's different. That's different.
So I understand you. But I would tell someone who I don't know who keeps saying Longcock, like, dude, like,
yes,
we don't know each other that well.
The newcomers especially, but the old timers who have been with me for a long time, they do it just Tiki, and like, oh fuck off, man. Like, it's.
But I think
that's okay.
I think the day it happened, it hit a spot, and you associate Tiki with something really bad. But what I'm trying to tell you, so you feel better about yourself, is when someone says Tiki, at least the word Tiki like doesn't have Longcock. You know what I mean?
True.
It's not like
and actually, I'm thinking of making it merch.
In your name.
I'm actually thinking of making it merch.
Exactly.
Like it. I can't stand it. I hate it, but it's become so synonymous with me now that I have to like stick with it. Yeah.
I promise you, if you had to get merch Tiki, even the fact that that might piss you off a bit, people will buy it more than your normal merch. I swear.
That's it.
You know of a guy called Steve will do it?
No.
YouTube. He just got
The name is
banned.
familiar, though.
He got banned. Basically, he's this guy who's fucking completely out of control, alcoholic gambler, but he's really rich, and this guy just gives money. But like, like he'll find a fucking poor family living on the street and buy them a fucking house type of money. Like, and not getting sponsors. Most of it is his fucking money.
Yeah.
So he's always giving back. Fuck, what was my point? What did we just mention? We spoke. The name. So basically, then there's this guy, Bradley Martin, who works a lot with him, who's this fucking really built guy. And Steve will do it, got out a t-shirt saying Bradley Martin sells drugs or sells coke, something like that. And the amount of fucking people who bought it, just because they knew it's a funny inside joke and it would piss him off a bit. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're making money. So yes, I think that is fucking perfect. I would embrace it. Do a TYKY t-shirt. Like it's TYKY, not Tiki, fuck you, something like that. I would make something funny out of it because
that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's TYKY, not Tiki. Learn English, something like that. Like
exactly.
You know?
Because then obviously expect other people to go, oh, Tiki. But
no, I know,
think
but
you should,
as long as sponsors and organizations like you know me as TYKY and write my actual name on scoreboards and stuff like that, then I'm cool with it. But it's when people start fucking with me like that, where I'm
now
shown.
I'm getting it. All right. Now I get it. Because when I saw
That's
about
how it hurts my brand, and
the
that's not cool.
scoreboard. All right, now I understand you. Because the scoreboard thing, I saw it as we're a group of friends. Like, don't take it personally. But now you were seeing it as its own Level Academy's channel. So whoever is watching, you want them to know you are TYKY, not Tiki. Okay.
Yes.
I 100% agree with you there. No, okay. Because at that time I saw it like it's just us. Like, don't worry, no one's doing it to hurt you.
No, but my mind process is if there are new viewers there and they want to see me, they're gonna search up Tiki because of what Quantum wrote.
You're right.
And that's where it bugged me. That's why I got so annoyed.
Okay, it's true. Over there, I didn't even think. I'm sure Quantum didn't either. I didn't even think about it that way. But you're right. Since
he was doing it just for jokes, but you know.
All right, no, that's Quantum is one of the most helpful, because they said Bank Quantum is one of the most helpful people in the community, and in fact we were there. He did it like as a joke between friends. But now I completely understand your like perspective. You're like, I'm on Level Academy stream, and if someone's new is watching, I want them to search my name, not Tiki.
Yeah,
it's not about getting offended that way. All right. Look, everyone's staying with the Bank Quantum now.
Because he's such a troll that we love to troll him. That's why.
But it's good. Today I had a table tennis tournament with him, and I hadn't played table tennis in 20 fucking years. Jesus Christ. Yes. So let's get on. Like, so we're talking about life, careers, and shit like that. So before streaming, what was like your goal of what's my job going to be when I grow up? What did you choose in school? What did you do with school? Sort of thing, like.
Oh, with school, forget it, because I fucking
shot
that shit
straight
so
after school. You went streaming.
Oh no. I started working. I found out in Malta, at least, that I could stop school and work and start making money rather than doing a whole course on something. Because like let's take something popular, law. There are so many people who study law here, and in my mind I'm like, how many people can study law each year and then actually go into a job that they studied for? So that was my thought process. So I'm like, you know what, screw this, I'm just gonna start working and gain experience, because experience in Malta is just as valuable as a degree. It's and I still believe it to this day, because I do really well for myself based on experience. I left school. I started working at Subway straight away, or Subaway, as Jake Miff would call it.
It's what I ate today, man. I'm not fucking joking.
It was a really good first job. I gained a lot of experience. From that, I moved to bartending. And then around 2016, when the betting company started going ablaze and everyone was saying, get a job in iGaming, go for that, blah, blah, blah. And I went into it. Like almost 10 years later, I'm still in iGaming in a way. And I just gained experience.
So what do you do?
I do
gaming. Well. What's like your position? What's your job?
I'm in payments. I never really moved on.
And you
No,
so you built
I
your
did a
way
lot
up.
of different roles. I did a lot of different roles. Customer service. I was even a team leader in in um in a company as well.
So when you say payments, like what do you do in your job? What's like
I
obviously giving
I
information that
see
you can give, obviously, like
I see if the money that the user deposited was actually captured by the upstream and then by the bank. And then if it's not, I see why and I tell them why, what to tell their customer,
so you like
stuff like that.
audit payments, in other words, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's honestly it's a good job. It's a really good job. I have experience. If I had to leave the company or if I was like let go, like for example, in a situation like COVID, I have experience enough to find a similar job, not easily, but better than, you know, someone without experience. You know what I mean?
Definitely understand usually. I'm thinking of ways that, as usual, people can misinterpret it to get excuses for life.
I didn't
So
quit school for Subway.
no, I saw that written also, and what I wanted to point out is like the way TYKY works on his stream all the time, and the way he has ambition to like improve and renew shit, like certain streamers we spoke about also. That is a characteristic you have in life, sort of thing. Everyone is like that. So you might have quit, gone to Subway, and had determination to get better, do better, do better. The same way on your stream, you want to improve, change branding. Someone else might quit school to go at Subway and get stuck for his whole fucking life in Subway. So anyone who's really young and deciding what to do with your life, please don't say, "Oh, I can just fucking go get a shit job and then eventually I'll work my way up." You still need to work hard and change jobs and go through bullshit. And I'm pretty sure working at
I went
Subway and
through
customer
hell.
service is not fun. That's what I was gonna tell you. So
I went through hell. I went through hell with
So,
a lot of jobs, and some of them messed me up so much that I still can't do certain things.
no, as in that's what I mean. I agree with you. I don't believe that only certificates, like you said, there are a lot of people who studied law and they're
Oh.
fucking qualified lawyers and they don't have a job as a lawyer. I know a lot of types of degrees that people don't have jobs and they have a degree, but it doesn't mean just quit. Like if you're gonna quit, you have to be ready to always try to move up, work hard, move on your own shit. So
The way I
has to
saw
be
it
a
was
plan.
like the way I saw it was like the car situation in Malta. They give out the dealerships give out, let's say, a certain amount of cars. I think that's no. How did I read that once? There was like 5,000 18-year-olds getting a license, something like that each year. And then in my mind is like that's 5,000 cars, whether it's secondhand or brand new, because you'll need a car after you get the license. Some of them won't get straight away, but some of them will. And each year as that progresses, there are more cars on the street. And look at the traffic problem we have today compared to 10 years ago.
yeah, I agree with you. As in, there's
and
that
and
rate.
that's the way I saw it with people studying law and stuff like that. Like how if I had to really dive in and study law, would I do something in law after I graduate? Likelihood compared to the 5,000 people I'm competing against, plus the 5,000 people who graduated the year before me, and then again the 5,000 people who would graduate before me. It's
No, it's hard to get the job,
in
and
fact,
there's
in fact, a lot of people go abroad.
yeah, and there's also a very
do
harsh
this.
reality. As in, I'm not gonna necessarily shit on Malta. I think it's an island problem. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's an island issue,
But
not Malta.
when people are too close, though, you mentioned 5 people getting a degree in law, for example. If you have 5,000, the truth is this: out of those 5,000, there are fucking 50 of them who know people, and they have a guaranteed job with a really good paycheck, and their
That's
life is
true
sorted.
too. I actually know
Because-
people like this. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it's true. It's very true.
Malta's
Mela.
Islands, let's say islands, so don't criticize Malta that much. Like islands in general, people know each other so much. Obviously, a lot of favors are done, a lot of emotions are in the way, because like another thing, like for example, I don't agree obviously with fucking politicians giving out favors, but I also believe that it's a bit of human nature. So let's say I'm employing, let's say Level Academy, we're going to employ someone. Someone comes along and gives me a CV, and it's just the same like yours. I know you. You know what I mean? There's that little bit of a trust thing. So obviously I'm gonna give it to the person I know. So there's also human emotion involved. So
Mela,
it's hard. You need to know people, especially in small countries. So I agree with you, but at the same time, certain jobs you need a degree, and there are people who made it.
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's true too. But it's just the competition. It's all competition, even with streaming. That's why whenever someone tells me anything about streaming, to like, how do I get viewers? How do I do this? And I get this question more times than I can count. It's actually insane. I never thought I'd be in a position where I'd be giving people advice, but I tell them two things: be original and be authentic. Be original. Find a niche. Come up with something that no one has done, or if someone has done it, do it better. And then
or try different things, trial and error at least.
Yeah, trial and error, of course. Yes,
that's where I struggle with people.
Think about everyone thinks that they see someone, they're gonna do it, and then they're gonna make it. It's not the case, and that's why we have so many streamers. I'm gonna use Malta as an example. We have so many streamers who start off. A few months later, you never hear from them again. I can count on my hand how many people did this.
Yeah, some people don't understand the grind, I think, like we said before. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the bullshit that there is here in Malta. Yeah, a lot of people are waiting for this part of the podcast for sure. So I agree with you. A lot of things I see over here is anyone who thinks I'm talking about them, I'm generalizing a lot over here, but I see a lot of streamers doing something like the typical what most streamers do. You know, you're playing your game, you have your camera, you're interacting with your chat. I see people doing this over and over and over, and maybe trying to spice it up by having a group of people because you have chemistry with them, so there's more talking, which helps 100%. It's nice to have people you have good chemistry with, so like it's more entertaining and you don't have to be the guy talking all the time also. But I do believe that even that can get boring. People will enjoy watching you play with your friends, but most of the time people want attention towards themselves or to be personally entertained. So I see a lot of people playing the same type of games or doing the same type of stream week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out, and there is no growth. And it concerns when I start saying, but why isn't any change try to happen? So for example, by change I mean, like, for example, you play a lot of games and then Halloween month comes and you switch everything to horror, so there's that particular thing which is different. Obviously then when Christmas and everyone changes things up a bit, but like, why the hell don't streamers in Malta look and say, I've been a whole year doing this, I'm not really seeing growth, there has to be a new thought process in how I'm going to try attract more people, or at least when people come on the stream they're going to stay there, rather than come on the stream and say, cool chemistry, they're playing Warzone, but cool chemistry, they're playing whatever.
I don't understand this myself. In fact, when people come to me and ask what should I do, I give them recommendations, and they'll like I'll encounter them 6 months later or something and on stream and no change. And then it happened with a few people. They come back to me and be like, your advice didn't work. I have actually had people tell me this, like, Shovia didn't work if you're doing the same thing. Like, I don't think you even tried. Like I don't understand.
Do you think that if you give an opinion to someone like that and you see them after 6 months doing the same thing, you should tell them something like, listen, I've been seeing your stream and you don't...
No way.
I don't think it's your duty. Yes, it's none of your business at the end of the day.
I would have a year and a half ago. I would have for sure, because for some reason in my mind I took it upon myself, like, I want the Maltese community to grow, so I need to tell everyone. Like, I had a weird phase. Let's call that.
I am a bit like that. I don't see anything that wrong with, as in not being annoying about it. But like, if I see something on someone's stream and I notice it's fucking up, I'll either message them or joke around about it. So like, even just the squad, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know how you are about brands, so I know if you spent a whole stream and then after you realize it was written wrong, it would do your head, and you know, you'd be like, fuck.
Yes.
You know, like, for example, last time Spoon was playing and he didn't have sound, and I told him your sound is off, and he was like, I don't know, and he told the chat, why didn't anyone tell me? Because I know it would kill him if he finishes this stream. I'd be like, what, I didn't have sound? Because the same would happen to me. I'll be like, if only someone told me my mic was too low, for example. Like during the first game show, Marcos's mark was low, and I didn't know. I was hearing him clear. And when I heard the YouTube video, when I put it up on YouTube, I was like, "Fuck, he's low," and I was trying to put him higher a bit, but people talk on each other, and it kept on annoying me. So like, I like to tell people, like, listen, you have that which is out. There are ways and means of doing it. Obviously, you don't just like try to criticize someone. I understand it's not your duty and you don't say it, but at the same time, I don't know why. I feel like
I stopped. Ira, I realized something recently. I'm getting older, and more than anything, my time is the most precious to me. Instead of focusing on others, even I need to focus more on myself. If they're doing something wrong, even after I told them or suggested to them that what they're doing isn't, maybe you should switch it up, maybe your mic is too low or something. Instead of doing that, I just let them be. Now, honestly, it's because I don't give people the time of day anymore. In fact, even on my streams, when everyone knows this about me, I'm not exactly keen on playing with viewers and other streamers, because the noise it creates and everything is just, it's really hard to edit afterwards. It's really hard for me to speak to my chat. I have to mute everyone else because it's so gnarly, you know, like it's insane. For me to say something to my chat, I have to mute everyone else, which I don't like doing because I like the flow. But I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with this.
No, we were talking basically about helping other people and then not telling them anything. And I agree with you. It's like, I understand what you're saying, Taj. It's like, you come for help, I'll give you my help. But then if I see you don't take my help, as in tough luck, up to you. But I don't think you should stay complaining why things don't change. Not because necessarily you take your opinion, they just don't change anything.
I remember now, like what I was saying. It's instead of inviting people to, instead of going on stream and just waiting for people to come, hey Ty, you got a spot? No more. Now I contact people from before.
Yeah, that's a good
I tell them, listen, you wanna stream with me, play with me, or whatever, 7 p.m. onwards. If you can, awesome. If not, don't worry, I'll find someone else. End of story. I don't do this thing anymore where, and if people ask me to play, when like during my stream, I don't do it. It's, I ask you because you're coming on my stream, and when I say like 7 p.m. onwards, I tell them, if you're gonna come, cool, be there 7 p.m. so that we can play, we can start off. But if they're gonna be like, I can come join you at 8, I'll be like, no, I'll get someone who can stay from that time to that time, or else I'll play with someone here and there, and then when it's their time to come on, I'll be like,
exactly.
okay,
a substitution sort of thing.
But the point is, no more time wasting. I get 12 hours a week to play and stream now because of schedule. I don't have time for time wasters. No more.
Yeah, I and to clarify it for the chat and people, because I see it a lot in your stream, I see it a lot in Pesha's stream, everyone asking to play. It's fun to play with a streamer, but the chat needs to understand. When you're playing, we don't know necessarily who everyone is. So I don't know if you're going to be someone who's screaming on the mic. I don't know if you're someone who's going to be vulgar on the mic. I don't know if someone
or deep-throating the mic.
Or you might have a sponsor and you don't want certain things to be said on your mic. You might have a horrible mic.
That's a big reason why I don't let just anyone come on the stream anymore.
Sponsorships. You also have bad microphones, as in, we understand maybe you don't afford a microphone, but if you're giving entertainment to people on a stream, you can't have that microphone because it's fucking... It makes people want to leave. If you have someone who's screaming too much, it makes people want to leave. So chat needs to understand it's not that simple that you just say, all right, come play with me, because you have responsibility and shit to do, so you can't stay babysitting also at the same time. Yeah,
and what I do is I rotate a lot. Like I'm planning right now a Warzone stream with Zellian, Joel, and Chubbs. We're getting that planned ahead of time. Like I did one yesterday with my old Toxic squad, Fusion, Bernie, and Looper. Like and I play with like Gary, Lot, Ritian. want more females in the stream as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really fun dynamic. And
what's it called?
Mocha as well, Jake, these new guys in the streaming world. I like the engagement and stuff.
And you know, but this is the thing. They stream, so like I've played with Jake before, also like, so they stream, so you know what they're like on stream, so you already know what you're getting on board. So like chat needs to kind of understand it, and a lot of streamers have playing with viewer days, so that's the day when viewers are supposed to say,
I don't do that
play.
anymore because I've had nothing but bad experience with random viewers coming in.
Yeah, I know, man. I
had a kid once. I was playing Apex. I had like 4 kills. This kid had 0 kills, and he told me I fucking suck. But like not in a joking way. He said in like a really harsh,
really
like legit way. Like, and I'm like, I let you join. I play with you. I'm actually carrying your ass right now, and you say that to me? Fuck off. No way. No. Like no. That shit gets to me. That's why I don't do viewer games anymore. I'm thinking about maybe I do like subscriber days or something, but that's as far as it goes.
No,
I contact the people I want to play with if I want to do it like that.
When I was doing games, the people I played with either other streamers or then there are people like Lamento, but people I know how they play, you know what I mean? I know how they are. I don't just let anyone just join the stream, because also I don't have a lot of fucking time, and when I stream, it's also part of my free time, and I also want to try and enjoy it. So I don't want to be like working and playing and getting irritated. So I'll want some control on
and
my
time.
Stream.
Like in my particular case, time is even more precious now because I think I can say this, but like I've gotten really unique opportunities because of streaming. Really unique opportunities that
these things can
I'm pretty sure that not a lot of people have been able to experience what I've experienced. Ego aside, I'm genuinely trying to educate
ego.
that like
you're thankful. It's different.
I'm very thankful and very shocked as well that like I was chosen out of all the streamers. I'll give you an example. So I started working with Engine, producing the tournaments. I've learned so much. It's because I wanted to learn. He wanted someone like that who was passionate. I wanted to learn more about the sound design because the fucking sound and streaming almost, I think that's why I'm bald now. And I wanted to learn, and he offered me an opportunity, and I still go with him to tournaments here and there. I learned so much from Level Academy. You guys, the LocksTALK, you showed me what to do with my camera when I first got the DSLR and stuff like that.
I remember.
Kevin taught me life skills, stuff that I can take from gaming into the real world. And I worked for a gambling company to stream for them. They were called Players Best. That unfortunately didn't work out, but I got huge experience in the betting and streaming world. And most recently, I've been contacted by Sigma to make videos reviewing casinos and slots.
Ah, nice.
I was shocked. I just got a random WhatsApp once, and I'm like, who is this? And they're like, we're from Sigma, and I'm like, bullshit, like no way. And it ended up, I went to their office here near the skate park, and they showed me around. It's what I do now, like as a kind of part-time, and it pays. Even the game before, the gambling company before, it paid well. It was a side hustle because of my streaming, because of what I accomplished on this stream. The perfectionist thing where I thought it was a disadvantage, and you said it could be an advantage. That's where it came in as an advantage. Even with Nana Metro, she was doing a business where she would set up companies streaming, and she would bring me as a consultant to literally set up their entire streaming gear. You know, like these opportunities that come through streaming. That's why I tell everyone it's as simple, and people make fun of me for this actually. It's as simple as putting a capital letter in the beginning of your stream title, or even having the correct lighting. And if you don't know how to do lighting, go to someone who knows. Like lighting, I learned from you, the 3-point lighting. You taught me that. Like you go to someone who knows this stuff and actually knows who they're talking about. A huge issue we have here as well is that people go to the wrong people for advice as well. And you see it reflect in streams. If you go to the correct people, like I think I was lucky enough that I knew what was what. I knew you were a videographer. I saw your work, and I'm like, he's the guy I go to when I get the camera, and I did. You know, like it's stuff like that. And as you grow and be more professional about your work and take pride in it, companies love that. A good sponsorship proposal helps too, which you taught me as well.
This proposals, no. But what
you
you're saying
you taught me
is
how to do it. You gave me advice on how to do it.
But why the reason why like I kind of preach that a lot is you do it's your stream, it's your home, it's your bedroom, you're having fun with your friends. If you're hoping or wishing that this can get you anywhere, I'm not saying you're going to become the next Dr. Disrespect. I'm saying like simply like getting something small on the side every month. That's all. That's what I want to get from streaming. I just want to get pocket money. So like my keyboard broke, my mouse broke, I want a new stream deck, I can just buy them from there, and I know like, you know, it doesn't hurt my bank account, like sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever your goal is, that's why I believe don't see it as your bedroom. Try fix your lights, try fix your background, try like something I hate a lot is I swear too much. I'm like that in everyday life. I'm trying to fix it because I have a daughter now, I have a fucking baby, and I can't, you know. And even on stream, I leave a post-it on the screen saying don't swear. So whenever I look at it, I try to remember not to say fuck every 2 minutes, because it just looks bad. And sometimes I'll be editing clips, something is nice and serious, and I ruin it by putting a fuck in the middle of it. And I say, this now isn't for everyone, just because I'm an idiot and I can't control swearing that well. So I'm always like saying, like, try with the little you have, whether it's DIY, whether you went to a fucking ironmonger and you bought some bulbs and any of that type of like equipment. Every time I say fuck now, everyone's gonna start noticing it. Every time you like can get anything to make your lighting better, to make your background better, even if you don't have money, there are ways of doing it. Whether you're using an old screen to put in your background, whether you're using a green screen, like what did you put over your chair, for example?
It's a hoodie.
Exactly. You didn't stay getting some custom made, you know what I mean? You found a green hoodie and you made it work. That's what I mean. Every time you try and improve your stream, maybe you're not going anywhere on Twitch, but there might be a local who will look at it and go, this guy is professional. I like the way he presents himself. I can trust him with my company. I can trust him with my sponsor. And you get chosen. When you have a bunch of people, like you were mentioning, people playing with you, swearing on stream, you might be like, oh yeah, we're just a bunch of people having friends. But if you're trying to do something with your brand, it's not going to work. If you're in a meeting and you use certain language, people won't look at you the same way than if you're articulate or if you present yourself a certain way. And it's the same thing every time you're on stream. The better it looks, the more odds of getting a job somewhere is, the more someone might look at you and say, this guy will be good for this. I'm going to get an example multi-streamer. Spoon was in like 2 music videos.
Yes.
He's not an actor.
Yeah, very good example.
He's not an actor. I'm pretty sure whoever looked him up or whoever said, why don't you get Spooner? They went onto his stream and looked at the way he looks, looked at the way he presents himself. So these things can help you get other jobs. Yes. Max is another perfect example. Hosting things at PlayCon. He does funny shit. He does funny TikToks, you know what I mean? But they saw a certain professional way he carries himself and brands himself, and they trust him. So even though it's a fun stream, like I'm very obsessed with trying to like make it as professional as you can afford to. And it doesn't take much. Like I have set up the crappiest cameras with normal bulbs, like literally getting lampshades, removing the top part of the lampshade, so I just have the bulb, and putting pieces on paper in front of it to diffuse it. And we created nice light, man. I can show you music videos. I will bring some things up. Like I did a video where basically I had a project where I said I'm going to write something with a twist. It's going to be horror. I wanted it to be something intriguing. So I said, like, let me choose something that's a bit nostalgic. So I said I want to do a short film where it's the boogeyman versus the killer clown, the two most things that kids are scared of. You know what I mean? And I put a bit of a twist. But I said I'm going to do the makeup, do the latex. I got help from my cousin who's a prosthetic makeup. And I also like to dabble a lot in prosthetics and shit like that for Halloween and this stuff. So in 8 hours, we turned my wife's mother's bedroom into a boy's bedroom. Put the makeup, I shot the whole thing, and then edited in a full 24 hours, put it on YouTube. I think now it has 250,000 views. It was
Nice.
like a project I really wanted to work on. But when I tell you it was low budget, I spent 300 euros on everything. I got help. I hired actors who I thought would do the job, but they're not actors. I thought they were good characters. They understand horror. I wrote it in a way where I know I don't have to do that much camera work because I was limited with a bedroom, but I can get enough good scenes. It worked out pretty well. So you can do shit with low budget. Like this whole, I see it so much in fucking every profession. Let's say gaming, since we're in esports, like or streaming. Or music. I'm not doing well. I need a better this. I'm not doing well. Sometimes you do need better equipment. It's true, but most of the time
I'm
it's
a
just
huge believer in that, huh?
equipment.
I'm 50-50, yeah. On the
No. Wait.
you just need a good character to stream and then you buy stuff.
Listen, I agree with you. Like I have a good setup. You can't just replicate, for example, this setup with anything. I agree with you. You do need a certain amount of money to have a nice broom behind you or a nice whatever you're doing. But what I'm trying to say is you can put a nice setup behind you without spending money. I'm not talking about you being a perfect character and having shit behind you. You can actually have a really cool looking room with a simple white wall and a good light. That's all I'm saying. If you have a white
DIY stuff.
You have a white wall, get your logo, not print it up, print it on 2 A4 papers, cut it exactly, stick it together in black, and put a fucking light on it. And you have a nice black logo with a colorful wall. And you just use some lights to make you look good. That's already a nice, good stream. That's already something you would go in, and you would say it looks good, full stop. We're seeing cameras most of the time this small anyway, and if you see it on mobile, it's even smaller. No, that's what I mean. I don't mean like, don't give a shit about your background. I'm saying like, do whatever you can to make your background look good. But don't be one of these people who's constantly getting excuses. I need this, I need this, I need this. Because every stream you'll find of mine clips from even 6 years ago, I had a cool background. And I didn't have anything. I had my other computer, which I left on, so I had a screen using some visuals. I had a small music pad that when you plug it in and you don't do anything, it stays switching LED colors. And I just left it behind me because it looks cool. It created something in the background, not a boring... That's what I mean. Some effort.
When I started, I streamed from the PlayStation itself.
Okay, there you go.
For example, so like that was the purest, the easiest setup ever. I just go live on the PS4, and that's how I streamed for a long time. Then I bought the camera. Then I got a really good job, and I was able to buy a good piece of equipment once a month. That's what I did, and until I got in a relationship, because then that stopped. But then,
but wait. My point is this though: you didn't say I can't stream now. Let me wait 12 months till once a month I buy the 12 pieces of equipment I have, so then I can stream. You started anyway, and you built up. That's what I mean. There's a lot of excuses. I don't want to stream because I don't have good lights. I don't want to stream because my camera is meh. I don't want to stream because I don't have a stream deck. As in, there are a lot of ways of making shit look good without spending a lot of money. And there are a lot of streamers in Malta who make their shit look good without spending a lot of money.
In fact, the thing of the chair, the hoodie.
Yeah, exactly. For example.
When I went to the gambling company for an interview about streaming, I turned it down because there was night shifts involved. I can't do night shifts. But anyway, I told them about this idea, and they're using it now, for example.
Yeah, exactly. The DIY shit, man. Even, for example, I mentioned TYKY. If you look at TYKY's stream, he has a nice looking camera. You know what I mean? As in, the camera isn't anything wow. It doesn't have some fucking 4K beautiful camera. And so he was telling me he wants to invest in something better. But if you look at he's in his bedroom. If you look at the layout with the way he has his guns, his lights, he drew the fucking symbols of Tarkov, the cult on the wall. He has character in his room. You look at the stream and you look around what's happening behind him. There's some form of character. He didn't go out and spend Sheba money on Sheba cameras, you know what I mean? But there's good effort into it. It looks good. That's what I mean. Like, I really, really emphasize that these things really do help, and you really need to look at them because they'll eventually give you other jobs. What are they saying?
In fact, if you guys don't want to buy stuff for your background, get a green screen.
Yeah. Very easy, man. All you have to do is go to JB stores and buy a piece of green material. and
In
put
fact,
it
that
on the
one
wall.
over there is just a cloth. This one's the Elgato green screen. It's split in the middle, and this one's a cloth.
Dude, I worked on adverts for Costa Crociera, which had a budget of 2.1 million. There was a scene where they had green screens, but there was a scene where they literally bought a piece of green done, and there was literally one, they just painted the part where he wanted green, and they used it for, they painted the pole green, for example, and took it out. The biggest fucking studios use DIY still, as in they have the equipment, but sometimes they just need to use DIY.
In fact, when I eventually when we get our house, my girlfriend and I, the way I'm gonna do my green screen is I'm gonna paint the wall behind me all green and use these green screens for the other wall to like walk out of and stuff like that. Like I have a whole vision in my mind.
No, and there's nothing better than painting a wall, because if you paint a wall, you're going to have the exact shade of green from top to bottom. If you have material, if you're going to overlap, you're going to have a darker shade of green. If the material,
in fact, there's a shadow here.
Yeah, if it's not,
you can see the shadow.
Look at the bottom of where you're pointing. You have creases.
The crinkles.
If you have a crease, it's going to create a shadow. Shadows create different shades of green. This starts fucking up your chroma key to cut out the greens. But if you have a wall, and the wall is the cheapest fucking thing, because if you don't need it anymore, just paint white over it. That's it, you're done.
Exactly.
It's fucking easy. Or if you really don't want to, buy chipboard, the plywood. You can buy fucking huge pieces of plywood, just stick two of them together and paint them green. And whenever you want, put them behind your wardrobe or something. You know?
That's what Engine did for some of the productions he does.
No, there are a lot of tricks. Even, for example, I was explaining to someone last time. I was showing them, they were lighting a scene about lack of light, for example, trying to bounce light in your room. If you're seeing you're too close to your lights and shit like that, try bounce the light on white walls and you'll be surprised. It's like you opened up a softbox on the side of the wall, sort of thing. So there are ways. And fucking YouTube, man. On YouTube you can learn so much good DIY shit. So it's no one's excuse.
Horror streams I learned from that. I put this floodlight that I have, I put it right next to me. Put it really tall, and then I put it over me. Okay. And I had that effect coming down.
You learned like typical like horror
in its simplest form, yeah.
Yeah, because you're getting shadows are normally basically humans are used to watching light on a person always coming from above, either because our lights are above or the sky basically and the sun is above. When you put light from the bottom, it basically triggers something in our head which tells us it's nighttime or it's danger, because normally you get light from the bottom when there is fire basically in the old days. So when you're outdoors, so it creates an effect of horror, like when you have shadows coming from the top, and it's a cool effect. So that's what I mean. Like you did a Halloween stream, you changed the lighting to fix it more. I remember you talking to me, telling me like, what could I do? Maybe I told you like maybe candles to create the light of candles. So that's what I mean. Like you created atmosphere by just changing the position of your light. It didn't take money. It just took YouTube. Listen, the game show. I've had the idea. I decided I'm going to do it. In like 3 days, I set up everything on the stream deck to get the points up, down, to do all the sounds, to put out the questions, everything. So you can learn. It's easy to learn on what's it called. So since we're talking about locals and stuff like that, get the shit off your chest. Like what do you think is the fucking problem with the drama that comes up, the pieces of shit like fucking like people who have to impersonate someone else in chat, the funny guy who's botting people? What do you think the problem is, like, with all this drama and all this shit? I know the list is too long.
This is locally we're talking about.
No, yes, I'm saying locally. I'm saying like
I'll be here all night.
No, I'm saying like the fact that I hate that there's so much competition, when like a bit of help between everyone would make it better. I'm not talking for viewership. I'm talking to help each other make better streams.
Emma, competition. There's always competition. Like I don't care what anyone says. If you believe in your head that you're not competing against anyone here locally, well, number one, you're lying to yourself, and number two, what you're saying doesn't make sense, because
wait, I swear, I don't believe I'm competing with anyone locally.
No, but like the just turning on the camera and streaming. What you're doing is a full production here. This deserves viewership. This is originality in its finest form. I'm talking about the streamers who do the same thing over and over again. There's no originality. You're competing with the other locals who are doing the same thing, plus the 7 million people on planet Earth who are doing the exact same thing too.
Okay, you're saying not me as a streamer, I think I'm competing. You're saying that without wanting to, it's always competition, because if I can watch TYKY, why would I watch you if you don't put, for example, effort into your stream, sort of thing?
Thank you.
No,
Yes,
okay, yes. That's 100%, but that's like, if you don't put effort into your work, it's not gonna go anywhere.
That's the problem though.
But there is...
That's what I believe is the problem.
No, but there is a lot of issues where, for example, streamers want to compete with other streamers. So if someone else does well, I don't like it. If, for example, someone else gets a sponsor, they'll be like, why didn't they sponsor me?
That's a human jealousy thing though. I over here on this island in particular, I think that's everyone on Earth has it, but I think here it's up a notch. It's the culture.
So let me stop you for a second. So let's define jealousy. Jealousy is normally, let's say in a relationship, everyone will understand this. You're with a girl, a guy passes, the guy looks good, you see your girlfriend, and you are jealous because there is a threat, right? Isn't that what jealousy is? There's a threat. There's a threat, and you are insecure about it, so jealousy is formed because there is a threat.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to say is there is no threat. That's what I can't understand, why there is competition or jealousy. If you get viewers or not, it's no threat to me. You could get all the Maltese viewers. It is no threat to me. If you got all the Maltese viewers, you would do shit with streaming. You need also foreign viewers. So, you are not a threat to me in any way or form. You could wake up tomorrow and I say, all the people who are locally into Twitch, on that day, because TYKY is streaming, they all watch him and all the other viewers don't have viewers. That is not a threat to me. I am not supposed to be competing for the Maltese viewers. I'm supposed to be competing for the planet. So, if we stream on the same day, and when I stream I have 12 viewers, but on Liberia, whenever TYKY is streaming, I have 2 viewers because they all go to TYKY. You are not a threat to me. Because I don't care if I get your 30 viewers. That doesn't help my stream that much. I need hundreds of viewers to do well. So you are not a threat in any way or form. It is me not doing something as entertaining as you. So I can't see you as a threat.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
But I can't see you as a threat. It means something is wrong. If these people like watching me,
but that's the thing. No one admits it to themselves that they're doing something wrong. That's the problem.
Let's not call it wrong for a reason. Let's not call it wrong. Let's say people, if they like watching me, but as soon as TYKY starts streaming, my viewership goes down because they go to TYKY stream. These people like watching me. They don't dislike me because they're on my stream. But when you're on, they like you more. So it doesn't mean I'm doing something wrong. It means you're more entertaining than me. So it means I need to up my game. That's why I'm saying not necessarily wrong. So to me, it's like obvious people should understand it. But if people reason that way, then I don't see why there should be jealousy, because you are not a threat. If you get the Maltese viewers or not, at the end of the day, the Maltese viewers are not going to pay your bills. The Maltese viewers plus another 100 foreign viewers are going to pay your bills. So till you have those 100 in your chat, no bills are being paid.
But here's the thing. If for example, like your example, as you said, I'm streaming, I'm doing well, then I notice my viewership drops because someone else came on and they're doing it. In my case, I would think of a different strategy completely. I would try to go on either before or after this guy finishes, because number one, there's a chance of rating, and so you'll get those viewers anyway at around the time you start. 2, you're not dividing the you know what I mean?
Strategically, you're thinking correctly, but brand-wise, it's a horrible thought.
No, of course not. And I agree with this because I did this 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago.
It makes sense. Let me stream after, so I'll get viewership from him. It makes sense. Let me not stream at the same time because my viewers prefer him to me. but that isn't solving why he has more viewers
No, no,
than you.
no. Of course not. But what you can do is
No,
you
but that's what
can.
I mean. People are stopping there. People need to
Yeah,
understand.
they don't do the extra step. The most important step.
What am I going to
You
do to
you can
do
change.
better?
You can change your time to get those viewers like after or before. Yes, but if you're not, you're right. If you're not gonna do something to change how entertaining you are, it is for nothing because you are going to get those viewers, but you're going to get the same amount as you would have if you were streaming,
Exactly. And for
you know
people
what I
in
mean?
chat, we
You're right.
appreciate those viewers a lot. What we're trying to say is that those viewers unfortunately aren't enough to sustain a stream where you can stream full time or pay some bills or even get something small on the side. So people need to try up their game a lot. So for example, I'm going to
Yeah.
use me as an example. I like similar games to you, to Spooner, and to Max, right? We're also friends and we've played on streams together. When I used to be playing, this used to happen to me all the time. I'm streaming, what a good viewership today. For me, when I used to get like 12, it used to be like, this is nice, I'm playing and there are 12 people. The second someone else starts the stream, like Spooner, Rick, everyone disappears. And I'll be on stream with him, for example, also, because we'll join each other. And I see his chat and I notice, the people that were in my chat are now in his chat.
Yeah.
After doing this for a few months and noticing that if you're streaming or if Spooner's streaming or if Max is streaming, I'm basically streaming to a few and somehow I'm not getting foreigners. It's always the same few, which means I am not getting foreigners. So I'm only getting basically the people who already know me. I was doing something wrong. So when I stopped, I said, it's pointless going back to streaming again and stay playing Warzone. When there's TYKY on the same day, when there's Spoon on the same day, people prefer, if the people who, in Malta who like to watch Warzone streams are your viewers. So I'm just borrowing some of your viewers. What is the point of doing that? So I wanted to change things.
This worked, but 3 years ago. For me, this is what I did. Spoon was, I think, a year longer than me in streaming. I'm pretty sure a year more.
I don't know.
I'm not, me neither. But I know that he was already established, kind of. I started playing with him because I was new and stuff. And I noticed that we would stream on the same day. It was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so I'm like, because Spoon and I both play Warzone, wouldn't it be better? I was thinking of the community at the time. Wouldn't it be better if on Monday he streams, then I'll go on Tuesday, and him Wednesday, then me Thursday, then him Friday, and then me Saturday. That was my mindset back then. Because instead of sharing the viewers, why not just give them a stream from one of us the entire week? And that worked for me. During COVID, beautiful.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
But there were only 7 of us like that were well known in Malta. There were only 7 or 8, something like that. So this strategy that I did worked for me. It's now 2021. I changed my time again because those times weren't working for me anymore. I changed them to the same time. In fact, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, still to this day, at 7 p.m. The same time that Spoon starts. It doesn't affect me one bit.
No, because exactly
that we're. But
you
back
managed
then,
to find your own viewership, but back
Yeah.
then maybe you were growing it still, and you had to, like I'm saying, have a strategy to not sort of miss out on your viewership because you want to keep on growing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yes, it's true. If people go on your stream and they see 10 viewers or see 2, there's more chance that they stick around a bit longer. Sort of, there's more approval. So it is.
I took advantage of an opportunity. There was no one streaming Warzone on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I took that slot, for so to say, and it worked because people wanted more. And Spoon couldn't stream every day. I couldn't stream every day. So if I divided it,
but like for example, that was you both find a logical like way of.
No, he had nothing to do with this. I came up with this.
Okay,
like he had his time, and I didn't want to. Since I was still new, I didn't want to overstep.
Okay, I know what you mean.
know what I
you
mean?
So yeah, but
I didn't want to do that, and I wanted to find a way where the viewers wanted Warzone, but no one was streaming it. I picked those days, and it worked for me. Him and I grew at the exact same rate during the Warzone 1's life cycle because of that.
It's a bit different than what I was complaining about, though, because you found a way sort of to collaborate with him So you both benefit and the viewership both benefit. So
Yes.
to me, that makes a lot of sense. But you're both doing what's best for your stream. So it's different than people who just say like, "I'll just stream on another day," but they think that's the solution, because the solution.
No, I was
isn't
lucky.
that.
I was lucky back then because there were only there were only a few of us, a handful. Now there's 70 plus. You know that do streams on different days. It's really hard to find a slot in Malta where you're the only one.
But wait, because this is
You
the
know?
thing though. From all the streamers that we have nowadays, you know what I mean? Did your viewership get affected?
No,
Exactly.
because
That's-
in a way, I'm one of those OGs, I guess. I don't know.
No, you
from when
built-
streaming blew up.
Yes, you built a following. Let's say during COVID, because that's when like sort
Yeah.
of the world understood what the fuck streaming was, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So during COVID, the world started understanding, oh, this is norm now, you know, and the people who were already doing it were like, hello, welcome to our world. Like we were all telling people like teams meet, like there's fucking Discord. It's better than all of them. Like hello.
But you
Like,
guys
this-
gave us the opportunity as well. Like I hosted your first Warzone tournament. That
Yeah.
was such an honor. Still an honor to this day. And in fact, yeah, it was me, Spoon, and Fusion Bernie.
Exactly.
It
yeah.
was that was
So-
a great way
so-
to promote us as well. You gave us a chance.
So you
Me and
guys
Spoon.
built, but you all of the like those main streamers, you all built a viewership in the beginning. So like let's say OGs, you know what I mean, of when this thing started exploding all over the world. So it didn't affect your viewership because you built those people, and throughout the years you have to build more of those people. Now that's what I'm saying. You built those people. I borrowed them off you. I happen to be someone who's also local, who they might enjoy talking to, who's playing the game they like. But as soon as you go on, they're your people. I borrowed them from you. So those aren't really my viewers. You know what I mean? Because they won't stick around. They're there because Spoon isn't on, or you're not on, or Max isn't on. So this is the next guy. So I'm not the main. So that's why I always said, like, I need to try do something different. I need to try,
Yeah.
like, do something like where I told you, I saw what was doing well. I noticed the talking, so I said, let me take that approach where it has to do with stuff with talking. You know, I think that's the biggest issue. A lot of people get the excuse of too many streamers. He streamed on my day. He took my idea. He's doing the same tournament at me, and they just stop there. And no one's looking at why isn't my stream kind of improving. Is there anything in chat? Because I haven't read anything in chat. Are there any good questions you've noticed? Because
To be honest, I'm actively trying to avoid the chat because then it goes into a completely different story eventually.
No, but nothing bad.
And I
is
like what
being
we're
said.
talking about.
Nothing bad is being said. Right in
Like
chat.
the only thing I see that's like really relevant is it's a problem only if you are targeting Maltese viewership. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
you have to start off with Maltese viewership if you're streaming in Malta.
Kind of.
Like it kind of, yeah, unless you're
I don't think
foreign
I
and
don't
have
think
friends outside and
I
you
think-
know
I don't think you need to start off by attracting Maltese viewers. I think it's
well,
automatic that Maltese
that's the
viewers.
way it usually works.
But-
I've very
but they're
0.1% seen.
referrals. But because they're referrals, man. Because when you streamed
Yes, but
someone
that's-
who knew you and you borrowed their viewers, and eventually you built your own. So
Again, it's an island problem.
basically, so having the Maltese viewers is always going to happen because they're the first people you're going to reach, and some will stick around.
Exactly.
But they're not the goal. Like the goal is to have all the
No.
Maltese you can, and especially all the foreign, like the same percentage you get of Maltese, you hope to get that same percentage from Italy, from Germany, from France, and that's the way
Yeah.
you create a community. Like
Yeah.
when you have that.
In fact, yeah, we
good
all I
mixture.
think all in our communities we have like a 2% that are for, and I have a viewer who's a girl in Canada. She watches me because we have that connection. There's
cool, okay.
a girl in the Netherlands who watches me just for the horror. In fact,
nice,
as soon as I
okay.
see her name, I'm like, you're here for the horror? Well, I got a good one for you today. You know, like
Yeah, but that's
you know, and
that's what I meant by episode. So this person knows you're doing something particular and wants to tune in to see it, not just to
Yes.
say hi. Like, so the people who tune in
Yes.
to say hi, they're the best because they keep your chat going. Some people pop in, some people you know, it's like a bar. Someone's passing and stops to say hello and goes. They're your friends. It's great. But obviously the income comes from people who want to watch you like an episode. That's why I'm constantly trying to change this thing and see what new things I'm going to come up with, because I didn't see any growth, and I was just saying, like,
but you did something. You did. This is entertaining what you're doing, and it's not the same as every other podcast you see here, because now everyone and their freaking dog is doing a podcast now in Malta, because apparently that's the
I'm going to say it. I love it. I want more podcasts because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I believe it's the next way of getting information. So I don't get bothered when a bunch of people do podcasts. I hope people see this and say, "Fuck it, I wanted to do it and get influenced."
Hang on.
I enjoy it.
I agree. But you can, the way you do podcasts, and I've only seen one other person do a type of podcasting really well, and that's Nona Metro. Her streamer spotlight, genius. I can't believe no one has done it yet. Even I was mad at myself. Like, I can't believe I didn't. In fact, I did something similar, but the tier list. But what you're doing with this podcast, you're getting not just streamers, you're getting other people, and you're doing game shows as well. That was some of the best content I've seen on this island in a long time. That game show with Marcos, that was the funniest shit I've seen in a long time, and that's hard to do. So like, I have no doubt your podcast, your stuff is gonna fly through the roof. I have no doubt on the Metro's streamer spotlight. The more streamers that want to do this, she'll have a show each year to do that.
I love it.
Me too with the tier list.
I wanted to grow. I want other people to do podcasts. I enjoy it. I enjoy even being invited onto streams and podcasts when I like to.
Yeah, same here. I loved Arcus as well, and I really pissed everyone off with that charity shit.
Obviously, you're gonna find bad, you're gonna find good ones, but I think it's nice. I think it's a new way of doing things. If you have something interesting to say or interesting people to come on, and like you said, like I started with streamers because most of the people on Twitch who know me through esports. Like a lot of people know Mature Music outside of Twitch. Most of the people who come see us play don't even know I stream and play. They have no fucking idea. But I am going to involve musicians now. I want to get some decent good names, some decent good musicians also. I want to get different people. I started off with streamers because it's what most people in the chat are used to. Mm-hmm. So I'm building it up slowly. And when you invite people outside of the stream, it's nice to have something to show them. So if I went to invite certain musicians, like for example, I'm quite a good friend with Ira, and I'd love to invite her, for example, to come to the podcast to talk about like life in general rather than just the music. But I don't want to tell someone to do that and have nothing to show. So at least I'm doing it with people who I know can give me good content, people who I know I can talk to, have had conversations with before. So also when people view my channel, then they can say, oh, okay, I know what I'm getting into, sort of shit. So it's quite important for me to start with the esports scene, and plus because of Level Academy, I'm used to talking about games and esports and the situation all the time.
The internet is fucking up. I don't know if it's on my side or yours.
Chat? From my side, I think everything remained fine, so I'm hoping...
The stream you're viewing currently has reduced video or...
Good here, it sparks on me. Maybe from your end, but you're looking alright. You're not pixelated or anything, yeah?
Like your stream is fine. It's just Discord that's being a douche. Now it's gone. It should be okay.
Yeah, you didn't lose quality though. Anyway, yeah, they're saying it's fine. Alright. Good.
Oh.
So, football.
Yeah. In fact,
go.
Oh, just before you do, like, I even sent you a clip before. People were excited about me being here because they thought I would say some shit about others and stuff.
Some drama shit.
Like, that. I don't know why, but I don't know. If we talk about orgs and stuff, maybe later I'll have some stuff to say, and we can give the people what they want. But maybe we'll see. Maybe
go ahead if you want to talk about orgs. No, listen. I
said, for now I'm good. I'll wait until someone really wants to know, because then I got
uncensored. So you can say anything on this podcast. Anything to a limit, I guess. Anything.
That was just an example. We'll see. Let's see. You were talking about football.
I was gonna tell you because I noticed we've been 3 hours. So I said let me switch a bit from I might actually need to charge my battery soon. I might have you on camera till I charge a bit. So I was going to talk to you about something a bit different. Football, and because I had no clue you played football, and when we went to the ground, I knew there were a lot of people who never played and just came for the fun of it. But when I saw you play, I was like, okay, this guy played football before. You know, you can tell when someone played football before. I had no idea. So who do you side with? You're gonna tell me England, eh?
No.
Okay.
I'd rather let Russia nuke the world than have England win this
Like,
this World Cup. Fuck that.
I kind of agree.
Fuck
But,
that.
alright,
The
you side
bragging
with anyone?
rights for the next 4 years. I
Oh no, that would be horrible. I know.
Oh my god,
I don't
no.
think they will, man. I don't think France are monsters.
I had a boss who would say it's coming home, and in my mind I'm like, man, shut up, man. How annoying you are.
That's
wow.
the worst. That's
like,
the whole I'm coming home is I think what makes people hate England the most, man. I don't
yeah,
know.
I side with Germany. My family's been with Germany for
Germany,
some
no,
reason.
sorry.
I don't know why. And
I
if
like
someone
Germany.
says some Nazi shit, I'm gonna fucking.
Jesus Christ.
It's not.
Fuck, what?
No,
Jesus.
because there are people in your chat who have dark humor in their blood, and I know how they.
No, I don't think I ever had Maharaj jokes. I think they understand, like on Discord as much as you want. If me, right now.
No,
if you
on
just
my
look-
streams.
Have you seen
especially
Kanye,
Mr.
man?
Tiberius. Yeah.
Have you seen Kanye?
Yeah.
I think he said enough. I think he
I
said
mean,
enough
I
for
only
every
follow-
racist for the next 50 years. Jesus fucking Christ. I was impressed. I saw him on Alex Jones last and I was like, what's going on? He lost his fucking mind completely, man.
I have Dutch blood in my veins, not German, but my family sides with Germany for some reason.
Favorite place I want to live in. It's
It's coming home.
There
I'll
you
show
go.
you what comes home, Jake. I'll show you.
What's coming home, Jake? The fucking the team is coming home. That's all. Against
Your
who?
will to
France.
live.
John, be honest, Jake. You think they're going to? Oh, he's going to win the World Cup, so they're going to beat France according to him. I bet you.
Okay.
I bet you.
Ban him now.
1 goal Giroud and 2 goals Mbappe, and then you'll get one, maybe 3-1 or 3-0. That's what I call.
I enjoyed England. The last time I enjoyed watching England play was the 2006 World Cup, when there was still Beckham and Rooney and Crouch. I really
Never
enjoyed watching
enjoyed
those
that.
guys. Those
know.
guys were the like my dad was, I think, Spain. He was Fernando Torres. I think he was Spain back then or so. I don't know, but like
Yes, Torres was Spain.
we really enjoyed back then watching football. Now it's just not too much. You know, it's just
I never
it's a bit too
enjoyed-
much now.
I never enjoyed England fucking winning.
Yeah.
They never won
No.
the World Cup, or they did actually.
I love seeing them in a
Once.
final and then losing. That's when I run to the English bar in Potcheville and I shout to the line. My friend and I used to do this. Me and Fusion Bernie, we used to do this. We would go to the bar that has the supporting team we're on. As soon as they scored, we would run to the other bar and shout, "Yes! Goal! Yes!" And all of them turning around.
No,
And then we would run back.
I know what I have is like a typical Maltese stupidity thing. Tajir, I side with Italy, and let's put it this way: I don't really side. I side with fucking Milan till death. So I happen that when the World Cup's on, if I have to choose, I choose Italy. I genuinely love watching every single game because I love football. But something left an imprint on me from Malta because it's true. I do not like the English team, man. As in, I can watch them and say they played a good game. I can appreciate them. I can tell you that if it was good, I'm good. I'm not one of those people who everything they do is wrong. I'm honest, and if it's good, it's good. It's just that when they do well, it hurts.
Yeah.
Hurts inside.
That's it. That's true.
Tay, give me half a second. Talk to
sure.
chat if you want. Let me just get a drink. 1 second. Come.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. So I'm in control now, chat. Jake, you gotta find a new thing to like, man. That if you win the World Cup, I have to reevaluate my life, man. I would sign up. I would sign up to join Elon Musk's journey to Mars. I'm not even joking. I have no experience in biology, in anything, but I would beg him, kiss his fucking feet, to not be on planet Earth if that ever happens. Swear to fucking God. I hate that. No way. England will not win. England will not win.
And back. You hear me like this?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, speaking about World Cup, what Portugal? What they do?
They had like 6-0 last I saw.
What? What the fuck? Seriously?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure 100%, but I saw in chat somewhere 6-1.
6-1. Wow, alright. Fuck my life. Okay, so TYKY and Chet. Prediction. Who do you think? Don't say England because you think you decided fucking England. Like honestly, Jake, everyone in chat and TYKY, who do you think will win the World Cup?
Maybe Portugal or Brazil, or even Argentina have a good chance.
You're not putting France in the mix?
They could.
Oh, see, I think France or Brazil will win it, to be honest. France are good, France are beasts, huh?
Yes, they are. It's true.
France have loads of injuries. That shit I didn't know. They got to beat England first. Jake, 3-1 or 3-0, I'm telling you.
When are England playing next? So I make sure I'm there. When they lose, I go into Jake's stream and I fucking be the worst person alive.
Let me check.
By the way, Jake, when you do your subathon thing, I apologize in advance. I'm just saying that. I'm not saying anymore. I apologize in advance.
Wait, what does that mean?
It's best I don't say.
Sorry. On the 9th, I think the next game is, or I'm blind. Yeah.
10th December.
9th.
Yeah, in 3 days. All right.
On the 9th. Nice.
You won't know, Jake. You won't know until it's there, bro. You just won't know. But
why is everyone saying 10th? I have 9 December written. Brazil, Croatia, Netherlands, Argentina.
For England, though.
For England. I'm talking about important games, guys. Okay, so that's super. And I think France or Brazil, man. That's what I would think. So you know what I want to ask you actually, because I don't know if you're a victim of it or if you genuinely love it. Warzone, man. I always have an issue. I see it as a broken game. I see it year after year. I feel like I'm being disrespected by the fucking billions they make, and they give you fucking broken game. Shit doesn't work well. They release a game without customs, without this fucking DMZ still in beta. Fine. It's cool. The movement is fun. I enjoy playing with friends is what makes me play it the most. But personally, I think it's insulting. Like, I know you play it a lot and you love COD. Like, what's your honest take on Warzone, man? There's a lot
I'm
of
fucking
fanboying.
addicted.
No, yeah, but that's one thing. Like, I understand that. But do you think you're addicted to something shitty or something good? Because I think it's quite an insult, a spit in the face when they release.
I don't know what to say. I'm a Call of Duty veteran. I've been playing since COD 4. Like seriously, since COD 4. Since I knew what fucking servers were, I was playing Call of Duty, and I just stuck with them throughout the years, and it's really hard to. They're one of the few consistent companies that give out a game with that much hype. I don't even know why. Like, it's just addiction. It's addiction. I failed school because of Call of Duty. Like, I would throw myself down the stairs so that I would stay home and play COD. That's addiction. It's seriously not as bad now, but like back then, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, the worst.
But weren't those good games? Like back then, they weren't.
They were still shit and broken.
Oh, they
like
were.
There were the one-man army noob tubes in Modern Warfare 2. There was the stuff like that. Like
I didn't know they were so broken back then.
I stayed home. Like, me and my friend would stay home periodically. I would stay home one day, then him the next, and then so on and so forth. So we could beat each other in COD. Like, I'm Prestige 2. He's like, fuck you, I'm staying home tomorrow so I get past you, you fucking... Like, that's how we would be.
But the thing is this, like, I used to be addicted to Counter-Strike, like, badly addicted, with created fucking problems with my family for me. Like, I was really badly addicted. But the thing was this, it had bugs and things used to make me rage about the game, but overall, it's a fucking brilliant game. When I say Warzone, I say these guys are fucking breaking the basics of games. Like, they're fucking everything up. They're making it completely ridiculous. Like, so I really get like annoyed when I say, why do so many people want to play this game? Like you said, addiction. But do you think it's a broken game, or is it just me who
Yes,
just
yes,
hates it?
yes, it is. No, it is. But I have the unique ability to look past that in certain things. So I just play the game. You know, it's very. They released an unfinished game. They did it because they know idiots like me and almost all of us in chat here, yourself included, that we would buy it and we would play it.
Yeah.
100%. To be honest, the last free Call of Duty games I haven't bought. I got them for free because of my the org that I'm in. But still, like, I played it. I was excited for it. It's Call of Duty. I don't know what to say.
I play it more because I get the fun of playing with my friends all in the same game, because like I'm a Tarkov guy, so I don't really get to play, like we don't have that many similar, like for example people I play with don't really like Valorant or CS, and that's things like Overwatch. Those are games I kind of like a lot, so it gives me the opportunity to enjoy sometime playing BRs with my friends. But that's it. If all my friends had to right now say, oh fuck Warzone, we're not playing it anymore, we're switching to X, I will switch to X. Even if they said Fortnite, I will probably switch to fucking Fortnite rather than continue playing Warzone, because it triggers
In
me.
fact, all of us stopped playing Warzone at some point last year.
I stopped
we all-
for a lot.
we all
of it.
stopped.
Like, it had been more than a year since I played Warzone. That's not a joke. I had stopped. I had raged completely and stopped. Man, I couldn't take it.
Yeah, it got to the point where the mental struggle to play that game, just we couldn't take it anymore, and it happened to all of us. But there was still that emptiness. All of us struggled. All of us struggled to find a game after Warzone 1. We all switched to something else. I went to Apex. You and Spoon went to Tarkov. I think even Max. A lot of people went to Valorant. A lot of people went to Fortnite. We all had our B game. You know, our plan B.
Tarkov was my A game, but I know what you're saying. You guys all had your B. I completely understand. Like, I have always been looking to fill the voids for a BR since H1Z1.
Yeah.
To me, PUBG came out, which at the time was a good replacement, and I enjoyed it, but they didn't work on it properly. But after that, Blackout came out, and I was like, this is fucking good. This works. Yep. The movement is fine. The guns aren't 100 billion guns. They make sense. The armor, there were three types of armor. There were cool bosses. There were cool events. But then the devs ruined it. And that killed it for me. Because then when Warzone came out and I started playing Warzone, honestly, from day one, I was like, I don't really like this. I think Blackout was so much better, man. So
I agreed.
much.
I agreed. 100%. And honestly, Activision, their marketing fucking timing is off the charts lucky.
Is it lucky?
Yeah. Right when COVID hit. Seriously? March 2020? Are you serious?
Yes.
How lucky can you get with timing? And that helped them skyrocket Warzone. It's not like they knew a pandemic was coming. They got so lucky on the dot, Ostia.
Like Valorant, even Valorant.
When did Valorant come out?
Around the same time it came out.
No, in 2019, Valorant came out. I remember getting the code and playing with Gecko.
Let me check.
The first time it came out, that was... Or
wasn't it during... it got released during COVID too.
Did it? I'm not sure. I thought before.
Let me check. Yeah, June 2020.
Okay.
Like the summer before... Oh, the summer of COVID, basically. So... they had got out a beta before where you could like play some beta, or I don't know exactly how it was, but
they gave out codes to specific creators.
But you remember
depending on the following.
Yeah, but you remember when there was the hype that if you watch streams you can get the free code for Valorant?
Yeah, that's it. That's how
that happened, and then like a gap passed, and they did it again, and then there was the official release in June. So
the beta I was talking about. Okay,
so,
yeah.
So basically what I mean is like they started releasing keys on Twitch when the lockdown happened, before June 2020. So when everyone was in lockdown, they were basically when they had everyone watching Twitch, they fucking got out the game, which is fucking good timing. Goes well, lucky.
Yeah,
timing,
they had
like.
really good timing. Yeah.
And then you have games like Fallout, Fall Guys, I mean, which came out at the same time, and they somehow managed to ruin it. That's quite impressive.
Not ruin it. They couldn't do anything that changed it. It was the same fucking thing.
Yeah, because they're brain dead. There are so many things.
Yeah.
We're talking about typical game show, Maidera Banzai, obstacle course, American Ninja. There are so many things you can do to make it interesting. You can involve
But
things like...
now gaming really got stale. Like it really took a back seat. I don't know what happened. Like, for example, hey, I'm gonna get so much hate, but I don't care. Fuck you all. Overwatch 2. Fuck off. It's the most copy and pasted game I've ever seen in my life. And people...
No, I don't think anyone will disagree with you on that.
Yeah, and people fell for it. But as I say that, they can counter me with, oh, you buy Call of Duty every year. Very true. Like, we're all victims to it. I'm stupid.
Let me tell you Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2. So Overwatch 1 comes out. They tried to do something with a new concept, and in my opinion was not designed well, from characters to maps. There was too much nerfing all the time, too much fixing, so it kind of killed it. Overwatch 2, in my opinion, is the update.
What Overwatch 1 should have been.
Exactly. So basically, people who love Overwatch 1 and said, like, fuck this game. I was one of them. When Overwatch 2 came out, we kind of could appreciate the new fun of it. But I will still say the same thing I said, like, to, in fact, Spark and Michele when it came out. I said, this will last a few months. Once it starts getting proper competitive, it will die out.
Even
That's
someone
what I
said
think.
Among Us. That game Among Us. I forgot about that shit game. Wow. Among
I
Us.
played it like twice. It wasn't my thing.
I never touched that shit. I can't stand games like that where the camera's far away and you're... I don't know what format that's called, but I can't stand games
I
like
love
that.
that type of, like, I know it's 3D, but there's like 2D
And
type of image.
Phasmophobia.
Man,
And
all right.
that game as well blew up around the same time, Phasmophobia. And I played it once, but I'm really how do I say it? I'm very particular when it comes to horror games. And when someone comes up to me and says Phasmophobia is scary, I look at them and I'm like, you don't know what fucking horror is. What the fuck are you talking about? How about Phasmophobia is scary when you're alone and have a VR set. That's when it's scary. But when you have a group of 4 and you're fucking around, I don't get how people think that's scary. For me, the games that I play, the horror games I play, are scary.
No, I'm going to tell you something which is going to impress you.
Okay.
I am a huge fan of horror. At the age of 8, I saw American Werewolf in London and The Exorcist.
Ooh,
I
okay.
love horror stuff. I have masks, collections. I have a very, very, very big encyclopedia in my head on horror movies and stories and classics. I never in my life played a horror game.
Astra.
Yep.
Good.
I
So
told
you're gonna be one of my guests next year. Good. Good to know. Thank you.
I have a gigantic, really good plan. I'm not gonna say what the plan is. I had planned something with Spawn Out, but because of the way things happen and being busy, I couldn't make it done for my first horror like stream to happen in a certain way. But I'll definitely join yours because they look really fun.
Yes, join
but
mine. I'm the king of horror. Please join mine, please.
No, I'll do both. But what's it called? I am very curious to see how I'll handle it, because I'm a very big fan of horror movies, but playing the game is very different than watching horror films.
It's different. It's
So,
super different.
I'm really curious to see like what the hell like it's gonna feel like. But I never played it, and I always get fascinated by it. And even I tell my wife, I tell her like, this is really cool, man. It's like you're in the horror movie, so you're getting really first-hand frights and deciding what to do. So it's fucking cool. I saw most of yours.
If they do it right with the atmospherics and everything, you can really get a genuine experience. Like, still to this day, the scariest game I ever played was a game called, what's it called? Iblis, which means demon in Turkish, and or something like that. And that game, with the sounds and the atmospherics and the graphics, did something to me that I still haven't recovered from to this day. It was a buggy game. I couldn't even complete it because of a bug, but that it was one of the most terrifying experiences ever. And
No,
it's all
I
because
saw
of
you play.
atmosphere, not story. Or
I saw you play most of your games, like whenever you were tuned in, at least for a bit of it. So I don't know horror games. So to me, all of them are entertaining because like you're taking part in the horror story. So to me,
they have
even that concept is
categories
fucking
and-
cool.
they have categories in on themselves. Like there are some horror games that don't nail the atmospherics right, and don't
Oh,
nail
okay.
the mechanics. And if they fail at those few things, then the horror experience gets
Yeah, it ruins everything game. But
it ruins it. Yeah.
the same thing with movies. Some movies make those mistakes all the time, man.
Mela, yes, those and other Iblis. It's on my YouTube channel, Jinx. If you want to see the full gameplay, it you should play the choice horror games then with your wife. That's a fun where your choices have a impact on the whole story. Like Until Dawn and the newer ones coming out, those are the games. Like even my girlfriend, as soon as I get a PlayStation in the thing, we're gonna be probably playing that some nights because it's fun.
Second. I was muted, but not to TYKY. Sorry. What I said
Oh.
was if I want to play those types of games, even with my wife, because I was saying like I think it's cool to watch horror films, so I think it would be cool like to actually play one. So what we used to do for a long time is like there's this film of Rob Zombie called House of a Thousand Corpses. It's a very weird horror film, but it's like modern, but done like a really old classic horror film with really cheesy humor on purpose. But I love it. It's done so fucking well. And we used to every Halloween we make sure I watch it. So I want to do this with a game now. It should be fucking cool. Already give me nightmares.
I do special streams on Halloween.
No, I see them. I see your streams. That I lost. Yeah, you get good games. Cool. Like so, I'll definitely be.
I
asking
make sure I see a game that's gonna be really freaking scary, good reviews. Some people can't finish it, and then I save it for. Like I already have next year's Halloween game
How
ready.
does your heart rate monitor work?
I have this thing.
You strap it around your chest.
Yep, I put it around my chest right here. This thing here. Sorry. This thing
Because
here.
your heart rate,
And-
I noticed you're used to the games now. Your heart rate doesn't go up a lot.
No, it still goes up. Trust me. And I connect it to my phone via Bluetooth, and then I go on the website, get the overlay, and put it on, and it it monitors it in real time.
All right.
But I do a lot of things for my horror. To sell the effect, I have the heartbeat, the lighting, like we discussed earlier, some candles, the green screen, so that I'm in the game. Because when this year for October, I didn't have the green screen, or it's because I wanted to do the lighting.
But if you're in the game, I mean, if you have green screen, it looks like you're more in the game. Eh?
Yes, especially if you have something like this that makes you look like you're floating. You look. Like I do these little things and just sells the effect more. And I make sure I play games that I know I'm gonna get scared in. So like if I see a trailer and something is crawling like that to me, I'm already sold. If it's something, and I make sure I save the best for last, because I know the viewers, my community would want to see me wet myself in fear. So like I never played Five Nights at Freddy's in my life. I played it this October. And I couldn't even finish it because the game was screwing up on me, and two, I couldn't deal with that.
It's bad, it's heavy.
It's unexpected horror, you know. Like I got up at a certain point to check a corridor, and something ran at me. Like I didn't expect it at all. You hear the footsteps, boom, 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 and then he's right in your face, and that made me go.
You know why I'm really curious to see if it would freak me out or not? Because I have a feeling it would for this reason. So. I do videography, so I also film. So I have been invited before. I'm not going to mention which shows, but these ghost shows.
Yeah.
So there were some reality TV stars in Malta who were invited to go to finding ghosts, basically. And when we were going there with the van, so I was assigned with mics and everything and with the camera to follow them in the dark. So it was like quite a dangerous shitty thing because you're in. It was a place on top of Meliha, an abandoned place. So pretty dangerous. I'm running around the dark with a fucking giant camera on my back, like. So they were fucking pissing themselves. Genuinely, like the girls were fucking trying to get inside the fucking guy they were with because they were so scared. And even the guys, you could tell they were pale, they were really scared. No, I don't believe in this shit. So I was finding it fucking hilarious because this guy was telling them things like, this device had some, I don't know what the fuck it is, detects whether there are ghosts or not. And me being the idiot I am, I told him, but like what the fuck, like that device is an electronic device. Like how do you know it's detecting ghosts and not something else? This makes no fucking sense to start off with this shit. Like you can't start off with that shit with me. It's gonna drive me crazy. Like, you know, like. And then the producer told me like, don't ask questions because I fuck it up. They want them to get scared, you know. So I spent the whole time walking around filming, and to me it was the most boring. I'm in the dark. If I fall and break my camera, I'm gonna fucking kill someone. That's what I was thinking. There was no fear in my head. The most fear there was if a crackhead was there and he did something. So since I don't get scared in these real situations, if I'm going to be playing a game and the situation is happening to me, I don't know how to like handle it. So I think I would freak out. I think it would scare the shit out of me. That's why I'm really curious in doing it. He just posted join. Let me see. I want to see this.
Be careful, it's loud.
Right,
and this was what I meant with the sound alerts.
Oh, hey!
Wait, should I put it on stream?
Yeah, you can. I mean, this was a stream. Yeah.
Let's go. Let me add it.
It's really loud, just so you know.
I lowered it.
Okay.
Don't
But yeah,
disturb
like
anyone's
what I was
ears.
talking about the sound alerts earlier, this is what I meant.
Oh, hey! I saw you, cunt! I saw you. What the fuck is that? What the?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Look at the heartbeat. Look at the heart rate.
What the fuck was...
What the fuck was that, man? Oh my fucking god!
The game wasn't fucking scary compared to the fucking sound, Jesus Christ.
To be honest, that was a joke. I never thought anyone would use that because that cost 10 euros to do in bits.
It fucking worked. It was worth it.
Yeah,
It works.
and someone did it. I forgot who, because I thought like OLED they would never spend this amount, never. And I forgot it existed. So when I heard the hello, I thought it was in the game, which confused me more. And then, yeah, that shit was And then they kept doing it, so it was good. But really, that was the worst thing ever.
I just saw it on the other screen, so he was just fucking jumping out of the seat. So,
yeah,
okay.
And I pissed myself on stream as well for the first time this year.
Oh my god, really? That bad?
Because of one of those alerts, yes. I had to go to the bathroom, and there was a shotgun, a shot blast or something, and it's so loud and so sudden, you don't have time to react to it. And I peed myself a bit because of that.
That's good content. See?
Yeah.
Like, good. Being honest about the shit, it's funny.
Hey, yeah.
TYKY, because we've been 3.5 hours. So
yes, I was gonna say if we can wrap it up because
yes. It's late. It's 12:30, so I'm gonna ask you the last question I ask everyone, which is a shitty question. What do you think is the best game of all time?
Fuck.
It's shit. That's why, like,
The best game of all time.
Not necessarily because you enjoyed playing it. Like overall, you think like this is the best game. If you had to say
The Last
hands
of
down,
Us. The Last of Us.
Still okay, all right.
Part 1 and 2, I would say. Yeah. Both of them equally, I love them. And I
Best
play them
game,
all the
alright.
time.
I've played the one, and my wife played both of them. They look fucking amazing.
They're beautiful games.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Good answer. All right, okay. Let me say bye to everyone. I'll speak to you in a minute in Discord. So,
Okay.
guys, cheers for Actually, 1 second. There are TYKY socials underneath his screen.
Oh.
Make sure you had the whole 3.5 hours to do this. But now I'm telling
Can
you,
I-
sorry.
Can I say something quickly?
Yes.
I have a video coming out on the 25th December called the Best of 2022 Moments. I do this every
Nice.
year. The clip you just saw, as well as other really funny clips of the entire year, it's about 2 hours long, be posted as my Christmas gift to you guys. Join the Discord or whatever if you want to see, and it will be released and stuff like that.
Perfect. And go follow him on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter. I'll show you his logo one last time.
It's so. Oh, I can't wait.
So, let's see, what do we have coming up next? Mela, guys, we have the next Tuesday is going to be the game show part 2. We're going to have Spooner, TYKY, Jake, and Peshel. Similar concept to last time. Just I fixed things. I made bigger spaces for the cameras so I can see more. I positioned things a bit better. I got some opinions from a couple of fellow streamers who helped me out to sort of lay it out better. It's going to be longer than last time. We're going to have new types of games also, not just trivia. So it should be a good one. Just to give a description on what's going to happen, basically there's going to be each season we'll have 5 game shows. You have 4 different game shows being played, and then the last episode with the winner of all the other 4 will play against each other in the final. So it will basically be one season has 5 game shows in it. This is going to be on Tuesday at 8:30, like last time. So that's the next event that's happening. And later on tonight, I will have this podcast on YouTube. So if you could and you want to review it again, or someone else who didn't see it want to see it, please tell them to see it on YouTube. Try help me grow my LocksTALK 29 channel. It's brand new and I'm posting everything there now. So thank you very much everyone for joining. Is there anyone we can raid? Let's see.
Now?
Yeah, Disco slot is always streaming late. Let's raid the Disco. So make some noise, guys, and show some support to Disco slot. I'm also gonna do something else actually. I don't know if I should say. Yeah, I can. I'm doing some board game nights. So the first one is going to be Monopoly. I'll be releasing like posters soon about it too. But until then, thank you everyone for joining. Let's raid Disco in 9 seconds. Make some noise, guys. Thanks for joining, guys. Ciao, ciao. I will see you next Tuesday.